Live. Are we live?
Yes, we are live. We are
We're
live.
live. Hey, everybody.
Hello.
I need some notice on this going live, man. I had to put my pants on.
Uh,
Oh, please. You know you don't got no pants on. We only see your shirt and your hat.
That's true.
Kev- Kevin, listen, folks. We start the show at 7. Kevin signs on at 6:59. But
Literally. He
Apologize.
No, you don't follow instructions. We supposed to go on at least 15, 20 minutes before time so we can talk. No, you need to come on at 6:59. You're disrespectful.
uh,
Real light skin of you.
that's because he's a headliner, right? The headliner just shows up because he's a star of the show.
There you go, man. And
Mm.
then I'm the only one. Well, I won't say I'm the only one, but I'm the only one on this panel that travels weekly. So
Yes, so you have to take.
it's
Oh
rough. It's
my.
rough, Kevin Lee, when you gotta hop off a cruise ship and drive 6 hours to get to your house to log on to a show. Which is exactly what I did.
We understand, Kevin. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for tuning in with us this Sunday. Kevin, where were you this week, Kev?
Oh man, I was in Cape Cod, Massachusetts, and very popular place with the brothers.
Cape.
Mm.
As Tiffany would say. Not a
Oh,
very popular
good.
place. Not a very popular place with the brothers.
Oh, well, you fit right in. You got that almost skin protection.
Oh, sound like you're a little jealous there.
Oh no, I'm good being brown, darling.
You only one shade off from me.
Oh,
Don't even
stop.
try it.
You want me to be light skinned with you?
You gonna get hey. Don't hate on Elder Barge. Y'all had Wesley Snipes for about 2 years, and that
You
was
know
it.
what? You know what? You can take Wesley Snipes back. Leave him
Yeah,
back. We take him
Wesley
back.
Snipes for 2 years, and before Wesley Snipes, you had a 35 year gap with my man that played Shaft, Richard Roundtree.
Oh, Richard Roundtree is good.
Other than
Okay.
that, light skin has ruled from Prince all the way up to Kevin Lee.
Well, at least you wasn't in Arkansas with the white only town. Don't take your ass up there doing no comedy show.
Hey, I'll perform at a clan meeting if they pay the rent, but
You know what? I know you
I'd be like, I bought some sheets for y'all. No, yeah, I'm staying the hell out of Arkansas, and they're bringing it to Missouri too. That
would.
all white town. White people starting to lose their damn mind,
I
basically.
thought they already had all white towns. Towns that we don't even go into. Because I'm not going to Arkansas. Well, I'm going up there for up in the woods, going
There's
across
a lot of,
creeks.
you'd be surprised. There's a lot of black people that live in places we don't think they live in. Like I had a comedian buddy of mine that was from Nebraska. Like, there's black people in Nebraska? You go, yeah, there's a lot of black people in Nebraska. Like, wow. So yeah, I mean, even when I was performing in Utah
Oh.
last year, I flew into Utah and did a show there, and
Mm-hmm.
like 70% of my audience was black. I'm like, ain't all these black people in Utah? You go, yeah, there's a lot of black people out here.
That was the
So
population that was in that place, was how much was there, and that's it.
no. So I'm saying a lot of times you think these places don't have a black population, Tiffany. I'm here to tell you they do. So yeah, Arkansas probably got a lot more black people than we led on to believe. But now we know these, because if it wasn't that case, then these people wouldn't be having these all white towns, because Arkansas didn't have that many black people. There's no need for an all white town if the state's already all white anyway. Is what I'm saying. You understand what I'm saying? Okay.
All right, so today we're gonna talk about, first of all, we're gonna talk about the brother in Florida who was pulled by the police. I think this was back
Oh.
the video just came out, and it just shows that the brother was sitting in the car. There was some interaction before the actual video started, but from what everyone sees, police ripped open the door, punched him in the face. I mean, it's the usual, the usual. And so now a lot of people are asking if the Black Panther Party should be reactivated in the black community, if that would help. Would that escalate things? Would that make it worse?
When you put it up, I never even knew that. I know they do have a second party already. They do have Black Panther Party, but they're very exclusive.
Okay. Also, we're going to talk about going to show some love for Malcolm Jamal Warner. Man,
Yes.
there's some death, you hear it and it just goes in one ear out the other, but this one, nah, this one was
That one hurt, man. That hurt, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. That hurt
Mm.
me, man. That hurt me to my heart,
Yeah.
man. And I got to
Oh.
make an online confession real quickly. I wasn't the biggest Cosby show watcher. Like I wasn't into the show like most people were. For some reason, just didn't catch it. I'm a huge Bill Cosby fan. I mean, especially from like the movies he did with Cindy Portier and all that sort of stuff. So I love Bill Cosby. For some reason, I didn't sit and watch the show weekly. But what I did,
I did.
but later on in life, when social media got heavy, I started following Jamal Warner on social media. Like I followed his Instagram page, and like a lot of his posts that I see all the time. And he was amazing. He grew up to be an amazing young man, and had an amazing career after the Cosby Show, and was doing so much. So I follow him on social media and seeing his life, what he was doing, and playing jazz music and all the other things he was involved in and stuff like that. So yeah, he was still getting it in, and not on the level of the Cosby Show, but he was still living an amazing, positive life. And he was definitely pro-black, by the way. You look at his Instagram page, he didn't cut corners on looking out for his people. So he was definitely very pro-black, by the way. For people that don't know that about Malcolm Jamal Warner, he's very pro-black.
I mean, his father named him after Malcolm X, and then it was the Jamal was a jazz player, I think. Jamal came from a jazz player, a black jazz player.
Okay.
Also, we're gonna talk about Shannon. I am very curious. I'm gonna ask, what is it? This is gonna Mama Lee, please take a put your phone on mute or whatever it is you watch us on. Just put your phone on mute because I need to know what is it? What is in the white vagina? There's got to be something
Well,
inside.
you need to stop. Have you ever slept with a white woman?
No, not yet.
Not
Not
yet.
yet.
Good
Don't
answer.
do it. That's it. Don't do it.
Uh,
Well, I have, and I still manage to marry women of color. So I don't know what that means, Tiff. But let me say this: I don't think it's. I think it's more of a mental thing than a physical thing. When brothers date sisters, I think is more of it's a trophy thing. The same way when white women date black men, they look at us as a trophy. And there's also a fetish thing involved in this too. It's a fetish thing. So I think a lot of black men have a fetish. It's a control thing. It's a fetish thing. It's a I'm getting back at you sort of thing.
Or
It's
touching
it's very,
something that
you
you
know what
should
I'm
not
saying. It's
have.
complicated. It's a family show. We're gonna keep it. We're gonna keep it. But it's a complicated situation.
No,
A
I
topic.
think that
Well,
he's just paying a lot of money to make us try to believe that he is not gay, and
but
he's
20,
paying for it. I still think you're gay, Shannon.
but
I'm
23
sorry.
million. He paid 23 million.
Yeah, that's the proof to us. He want to prove to us, I'm not gay. I'm straight.
well,
No,
you know what? I think it's the system's fault too. I don't think it's Shannon Sharp's fault for sleeping with the girl. I think it's the system's fault for allowing her to get away with this. She was not 10 years old. She's a grown woman, even though there's a big age gap. She's still a grown woman. She knew who Shannon Sharp was. She knows he's a celebrity. I'm going back to the whole thing I said about Cassie. You're not dating the freaking milkman or the UPS driver. You're dating Diddy, a billionaire. You're dating Shannon Sharp, a multi-millionaire. Fix your fix your shit, Tiff.
You still hear it?
Yeah, sound like you in the waterfall.
Now?
Still, now it's gone. Okay.
just muted Tiff, so I don't know if that.
Yeah, so that's all I'm saying. I don't think it's Shannon Sharp's fault that what happened happened. Uh, I think the system should not make men pay out millions of dollars over sexual allegations. I think that's pathetic. that this man had to pay that much money. I don't care if he was wrong or not sleeping with her, or the age gap, or whatever the case may be. She was an Instagram model, a soft porn model, with her own OnlyFans page doing soft porn and all that sort of stuff. And men paid to go to her page and watch her strip and walk around her house in booty shorts and all that sort of stuff. So you already know what type of woman she is and what she did for a living. To make this man give up $23 million to this woman when you know what she's about and you know what her end game was and is, and knowing that she is basically using her body and sexuality to make $1 in America.
All right, let me.
So that's my point. Is not Shannon did nothing wrong.
Oh, yes, he did. He
What
messed
did he
around
do
with the
wrong?
wrong girl. Listen, not
There is no such thing as
every
wrong girl because
woman is good to touch. He shouldn't have
hey,
messed with
so
her.
Tiffany, did Mike Tyson mess with the wrong girl with Robin Givens? She was a
Yes,
sister.
he did. Yes, he did. But
Okay,
it
so it
had to
goes both
happen.
ways. Exactly. So it's not a black and white
No,
thing
I
because
didn't just say it's not only only
okay,
him. She played herself too, but she got some money for it. Okay? How she
but
get retired? She went up there and said, I am officially retiring from the OnlyFans. Okay? He
that's
is
because
retiring hoes.
that's because this system has allowed women to come forward and say, John Doe touched my breast, and now I want half his millions of dollars. Because if this guy, she could, if Shannon Sharp was not a TV star and a former NFL great, and he worked a regular 9-to-5 job, if he worked at Jersey Mike's fixing sub sandwiches, he wouldn't have to
Stop,
give up his paycheck, his
Kev.
$642 paycheck to her.
Kev,
That's my
stop. They
point.
have evidence. They have evidence in text messages. He wanted to bust all little black babies on her and stuff.
What is wrong with that? They're
No,
consenting
they
adults.
were doing
They're
too
consenting
much.
adults. He's an adult and she's an adult. So if he wants to
I
send her text
understand
messages
that.
saying he wants to bust her ass, then he should be able to do that. If
You
if
know,
if if you see text messages I sent to my previous girlfriends or to Patricia, it would be the same thing, right? I mean, or your private text messages or calls, text messages to his girlfriends and stuff like that. We all are guilty of dirty talk on cell
no, you
phones
are
or
100%
whatever the
right,
case. Right.
but remember, Kev, he's a celebrity. You have to be careful on who you mess with, who you talk to, who you have around.
That goes back to
Shannon,
my point, Tiffany, that this is all about unfair treatment to celebrities, and it's all about money grabs. You're right. So this is about Diddy being rich, and this is about Shannon Sharp being rich, and Mike Tyson being rich, and all the men that have gone down under the thumb of a woman because they were rich. They shouldn't
well,
be
what they
victims.
say.
They shouldn't be victims because they're rich. This
No,
system
and
should
please
protect
don't
them.
call them victims. They're not. These men are not victims because they had fun laying down doing what they was doing.
There's no ass worth $23 million on the planet. I've had a lot of it.
Listen, wait a minute. Well, you don't have $23 million to come out your ass to pay for it. So
If I
wait a
had
minute.
$23
But,
million, Tiffany, ain't no woman worth that.
well,
Not that give
listen.
her not to give her the guy made 22. They said he made $22 million in his Hall of Fame career, and he played 20 years in the NFL. So he basically gave up his whole NFL career to some young girl that he had sex with.
Well, listen. They said that's a man's downfall. Women and money.
No,
You know.
that goes back to the system again. The system is unfair to rich men, and white or black. They're unfair to
Messing
rich
around
men.
with white women. It's unfair.
What's the other guy? What's the guy that had to pay all the money out? The actor with the long hair that had to pay all the money out. Johnny Depp. He had to pay out millions of dollars also to a white woman, and he's white. So Johnny
Oh,
Carson, if you
crazy
go
white
back to
woman.
Johnny Carson, spent out millions of dollars to his ex-wife. So it's not a black and white issue here. This men been paying rich men have been paying women millions of dollars for decades
And you
in
cannot say
divorce
it's not a
settlements,
black and white issue.
and stuff like that. So some of the most famous cases in America, rich men paying off their wives at the
Listen,
end of
leave
divorce
those
settlements.
white women alone. Enter at your own risk.
But here's my issue, and I'm not Shannon Sharp. If he was not Shannon Sharp, $50 million Shannon Sharp, that white girl would not be interested in him. But if Johnny Depp was Johnny Depp, that white girl would probably still be interested in Johnny Depp. I believe these white women are only interested in these rich white men, black men, because they're rich. For no
Mm-hmm.
And why I said what's in the white vagina? Obviously, I was some sort kidding around, but how can you not know this woman only likes me because I have money? Because Shannon Sharp is not like the most handsome guy. He's not a Billy D. Williams. He's not some Denzel kind of looking guy. He's just a big, unattractive black man with billions of dollars. And the white women go, well, I would let him hump me because I know there's some kind of financial gain for me. So
Some of that's true,
No,
but
it is true.
it also with that being said, though, status
Mm-hmm.
even unattractive men can have charisma.
Yeah, I have
Women
met
are
some
attracted.
ugly, attractive men.
Women are attracted to charisma. You
yeah,
know, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
we say Denzel's a very handsome guy, and he is, right? But would he be handsome if he's working at the car wash?
but
Oh, so
Nobody
you're
would pull.
saying
If
once a
Denzel was
person
wiping your
got
car, if
money,
Denzel was at the car wash doing like this when you pulled in, so you get your car on the tracks, no woman's gonna look at him and go, "That's a handsome ass dude at the car wash."
how you know that? How you know that? I done
that,
saw some broke men
I
that was
have
beautiful.
I have to go with Kevin on that. The money kind of puts you over the top when it comes to
Yes,
looks.
that might help you a little,
Because
but don't
Wesley,
act
we could
like
say the same thing about Wesley Snipes, right? How many fine ass women he dated? Matter of fact, his wife is beautiful. Would Wesley Snipes have that woman if he wasn't Wesley
stop
Snipes, the
y'all.
actor?
But I'm saying, here's what I'm saying though,
I'm
Kevin.
not saying he's not attractive. I'm saying because along with that fame comes what makes him famous was his talent and his charisma and his gift of gab. So all of that makes you attractive as a person. I mean, you can see a woman that could be fine as hell, and as soon as she open her mouth, you go, "Oh my God,"
Oh God,
so,
she's
right?
ugly, right?
Exactly. So it goes both ways.
Mm-hmm.
But
You know,
what I'm saying though, my point is, you should know that if I came into $50 million and all of a sudden all these really hot chicks are hanging around, I know that. I
you
know,
still gonna bang them, Carl?
but I
Because
know, but
Carl, you're
but
not. You're not.
At least he's
You're not going to turn
honest.
these women down because you can't go from dating the mom that works at Price Chopper in Connecticut to turning down Beyonce. You know what
Not
I'm
when you
saying?
got
Because
women
when you
throwing
got
their vagina
when you got
at you.
fifty
Here you
million
go.
dollars,
Here you go.
all the
Here you
women look like Beyonce. All the women. I'll give you a perfect example. Eric Benet was married to Halle Berry, and he cheated on Halle Berry all the time. And people to this day go, "How the hell you cheat on Halle Berry?" Because Eric Benet got tons of Halle Berrys coming at him.
That's
And he
the
got women
same
coming at
thing.
him that look better than Halle Berry. You know what
Jermaine
I'm saying?
Dupri said that too. That's why he cheated on Janet
Oh,
Jackson. He
Janet
said
Jackson.
not in his whole world he ever had so many women come for him until he got with Janet Jackson, and he cheated on her. So,
Right,
listen,
exactly.
you
but
got
my
to
point,
think
Guarantee you
before.
the girl he cheated on Janet Jackson would probably look better than Janet Jackson. So that's
but,
my point.
but my point is though, I would know that. I would be very aware of it.
You supposed to.
Will be very aware of it. But Shannon Sharp and some of these other guys seem to think these women love me. Like I've been to strip clubs, Kev. You been to a strip club? I've been to strip clubs. I don't know if Tiffany
We
ever been.
all been to strip clubs, baby.
I sit and I watch men at the tables, or on the, and these men, you can tell they believe these women like them. These men literally believe that these women
That's
genuinely like them.
that's
And
how the women make their money with the
right,
fantasy,
so,
darling.
right. So I mean, but that just shows that these men are not aware. I don't know if they're not aware of the. I don't know what's going on, but
They're aware, they just don't care because they need
I think
companion.
so too.
They need companionship, Carl. A lot of these men need somebody to sit and listen to them. They're not. Some of these guys aren't attractive, so they go to a strip club and they sit there and talk to the exotic dancer and buy her drinks or whatever and tip her because they want that companionship from an attractive woman. Guys, but say they were OnlyFans. OnlyFans are. Look, I'll give you somebody. Linnell, for example, comedian Linnell, who is not the most attractive human being on the planet. Forgive me, Linnell, if you're watching our show. I'm just saying, but she also made thousands of dollars on her OnlyFans page showing her feet off because she has attractive feet, according to her. And men have foot fetishes. She would put nail polish on her feet, and she was making thousands of dollars with foot fetish men on her freaking OnlyFans page. I heard. So it's crazy, I wish I was a good looking woman sometimes. So easy to make money when you're a woman. It's like, just show your men pay you thousands of dollars. That's great. Tiffany, how's your feet looking?
I mean, I'm gonna say this and then we move on. But I just figured you would know. I would know why someone's interested in me.
But you also got to remember too, Carl, a lot of these black men don't know the history of interracial relationships and being in relationship with white women, and what.
Sharp thought that a 19-year-old hot ass white girl really truly liked him. Shannon Sharp.
Shannon Sharp comes from a very racist upbringing in a very racist town. I think he's raised in Mississippi, somewhere like that, down south, one of them
I
southern
don't even know
towns.
why he even looked at this
So
woman. I swear.
he knows the history. He's probably been called the N-word more than 22 million times.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So he
So to be
knows.
honest, this is a learning lesson for him. He had to, how do they hit men like him? With money, they hit him in their pockets. So now he lost 20 million for messing around with some white women. And again, the system is not built for us. You understand? So his money went straight back to the white system, and now she's retired. I hope he learned his lesson.
And I go back to my original point. He shouldn't have to pay a dime to that lady.
No, I don't
But
think he should pay her a dime either, but they made a case, and whoever was the judge, the court, or the jury, they paid, or I think he settled. And
he's settled.
settling, huh?
Yeah, he's settled. He's
He
settled. I
settled. I
guess
think she got more than Cassie, and Cassie got more beat than she got. Oh, God.
he shouldn't have got a dime
Oh.
either. He shouldn't have got a dime either. They both shouldn't have got a dime.
So
Fucking money grabbing ass women, man. I'm sick of y'all. I'm sick of all y'all.
Listen, Linda, don't be mad at us because y'all don't know how to control y'all sausage.
Nicole Cole said men are weird. That is correct.
Yeah.
You don't see. Oh my God. No. And it happens to women too. Mary J.
Yeah,
Blige.
we
Mary
do.
J. Blige got taken to the cleaners by her ex-husband. You know.
Well, she got other
Now
stories
her
going
thing
on
is
with
I
her.
ain't dating no more broke men. So now all men are bad because all broke men are bad because she picked up a broke guy that used her for her money.
No, I'm gonna be honest with you. I think it's deeper story than that. We just want to say P Diddy. Remember, she has a history. We don't know what was going on behind those closed doors that cat got her for money. Because I really don't understand how she wound up paying him damn near I think $10,000 to $20,000 a month for
But they were
alimony and
married.
didn't even have no children with him.
They were
That's a lot
married.
of money.
Because in this system, you are supposed to take care of a person's lifestyle they're accustomed to. So when Wendy Williams, for example, another perfect example, William Williams and her husband, Kevin Hunter, I mean, he basically put a baby in her, but he's used to this lifestyle too that he's accustomed to. So the judge is like, well, we can't send Kevin back to the hood. He's married to a millionaire. So you have to pay him so he can continue to live in a big house and drive nice cars. That's just a messed up system, but that's the way the system is. I
Hmm.
didn't make it. I don't like it though. I think it's horrible.
All right, here's some people and their thoughts on Shannon Sharp.
That white OF girl is sleeping on some beautiful cashmere sheets as she settled for $23 million because Shannon Sharp couldn't keep his big black parts out of her white tight. I promise you, it's still going to be a black man. It's still going to correlate all of this to why black women are still inferior. That we're the gold diggers and not them. It's just so crazy. But that white woman, she applied herself. You can't even be mad because it's not going to. This tale is old as time. He didn't learn his damn lesson. This same wildebeest told his black daughters that they can only spend about $30K for their wedding, but he indulged into a little bit of race play with a barely overage girl, and now she got $23 million. And I can guarantee you, it's about to go left. It's literally how they get turned into influencers. Hello, Kim K. They about to start having their own show. She about to get a white husband, brand deals, little house on a prairie. Girl, she said. Shannon Sharp only made $22 million in his whole football career. So basically, financially, she wiped out his whole catalog. I don't feel bad for Shannon Sharp at all, but it's just crazy how these black men always get quote unquote tricked out their spot, but they're letting themselves get tricked out their spot because they feel like the black woman is the enemy. And don't get me wrong, black women be trying to be malicious, but on some surface level baby mama shit. The girl ain't got no kids and she got $20 million sitting on that good old ass. After being warned by different guests on his show directly and indirectly, he still took the bait. Not even took the bait, he endorsed it. He started that shit. In my opinion, I don't think the incident gonna slow him down at all. I think it's just gonna make him put extra precautions and barriers in front. But even then, more you know, can't be mad at the white girl. Girl, congratulations, girl. If you see this video, give me some money. Just buy better game.
Damn.
She was cute, but she ain't lying.
She ain't lying, but she got it in, didn't she?
She said she's sitting on 20 million.
That's crazy.
Like
That's a lot of money. Woo.
that
Shannon
is.
Sharp.
I'm like, I'm really doing bad. Like 20
Tiffany, you got to
million?
start sleeping with people like Shannon Sharp.
Word, I need to go over there and I need to find somebody. 20
Yeah,
million?
But like she said, I mean, they don't have a baby together. How do they come up with 20? I mean, Michael Jackson had to pay 20 million for that alleged molestation of those kids, which never even happened.
exactly. That's because rich people in this country
They wanted to go away.
are victims, man. They're just victims of this system. Is not right. It's like you're a victim if you're rich.
It's
You
a
know
part of the game. When you got more money, what Biggie said, more money, more problems.
exactly.
All right. Well,
It's crazy. I'm pissed about this.
Hopefully, Shannon Sharp learned his lesson. But like the sister said, maybe he's not going to stop. He's just going to be more cautious next time. He's going to make sure he puts certain things in place. So he's.
But I don't know what Planet Safe is, because, like I said, if it's not her, then he ends up with a Robin Givens. Either way, you're screwed, right? Unless you just find true love and get married to somebody.
Be a
I'm saying there's
better
good women out here. There are good women out here who just wants to be with a man and have a good life together without. But I'm just saying there are those, women like the one that Shannon fell for, and then there's women like the Robin Givens of the world
No, you
who her and her
100%
mother
right.
took Mike Tyson to the cleaners.
Listen, it's
They were
all
after that
about
money.
who you choose. It's all about who you choose. You have to have a better judge of character and just don't see nobody for face value or just see them for their body or what they can do or their mouths, because that's what y'all think about. Y'all physical. Y'all not thinking about if this chick can solve a problem. Y'all just thinking about how she can bend over. You understand what
I'm with Carl Yard.
you know what? I'm not
Bobby Brown did
again.
not get Whitney Houston if he wasn't Bobby Brown. If he worked a regular
Listen,
job,
Bobby is the bomb.
Whitney do not look at Bobby Brown if he worked at the mall. That's all I'm saying.
You keep saying that, and we get that. We get that, but that's not the situation. They got with these people. They didn't make proper choices. Now they're paying out. They out their behinds. And I hope that he learned, and I hope other rich men that have money choose wisely. It's nothing wrong with having fun, but do it in decency and in order. And also have these chicks sign in NDAs or something. I mean, come on. What are y'all doing? Again, I think, I don't know. I think it's a whole hoax.
If I can make millions and all these, this is a conversation I'm having straight up off the bat. I'm saying, listen, I know I'm not attractive to you. I know that off the bat. I know you're with me for the money that I have, and I'm with you for the tight little body you have. This is a relationship we're gonna have, okay? So I'm not fooling myself, and I'm not thinking I'm all that. You know what I mean? I'm all that because I got 50 million. That's why I'm all that. So let's get that straight. Maybe sign sign something saying that you want
That's
me?
too. That's too honest,
No man,
Carl.
no man is that honest, and no woman's gonna be
Yeah,
that honest, Carl. Because
yeah.
no
You too
woman,
honest, Carl.
yeah,
That would be too
no man's
honest
gonna
for
be
them.
that honest about him being an unattractive. Because
Yeah.
you don't know what is attractive. I mean, we don't know what attractive is because there's different strokes for different folks, right? Somebody might find uh, uh, somebody attractive that you don't think is attractive, right?
But Kev, let's be honest.
What's the supermodel that was married to the singer Seal? Chris.
Heidi Klum.
Yeah, she married Seal. Who looks like a seal. you know,
Yeah,
not an attractive man at all. But Seal has money. He has a career, and he also has probably. He might be a very charming guy. He has charisma, right? He has a lot of other things going for him. He might be a monster in the bedroom. We don't know. But you look past those things, you get to know somebody. Obviously, he had 3 kids with this lady, so obviously she liked something about him, right?
but I mean, I'm saying if all of a sudden you start getting all this attention from a certain caliber of women, you should know something's up, right?
So you
No,
saying if you
you
win the power?
should, but y'all know y'all men is a little slow.
Well, no, I think men who have money want to live like men with money supposed to live. Fancy.
Also with many women and all the women falling at you, throwing it at you.
Yes,
Big
that's a reality.
Daddy.
Yes, thank you. Let's be honest. No movie star, no movie star, no rapper, no R&B singer, no rock star, no NBA player, no NFL player, even baseball player. I travel with Wynton Marsalis, who's a jazz artist, right? And Wynton lives like a rock star on the road. He got groupies. I know jazz people had groupies. This dude got women coming at him like crazy. I shouldn't be putting his business
Men
out.
got groupies, women
I'm
got
just saying,
groupies.
groupies, and amazing, beautiful women, right? And this guy plays a fucking trumpet for a living. you know, Still he dating the same women that movie stars are dating. So I'm just saying, people love people, especially that's in the entertainment industry, and Shannon's in the entertainment industry. So no, he's not the most attractive human being on the planet, but women are attracted to guys like that. And then he got money. He got caught up with this girl. He should have got caught up with this girl. You're right. He should have been a little bit smarter than that. He got
Thank you. I don't
played
know
like
why
a
you be
ballad.
arguing with me.
Well, I'm arguing with you because it's not right that he had to pay the money. I don't care if he did get caught up. Yes, he got caught up with a professional hoe, but the judge should knows he's a professional hoe.
Professional
And she's a
young
professional
hoe.
hoe. The judge knows this woman, what this woman's about, and he still made this guy pay.
Well,
And
that's a
that's what
part of the
bothers me.
game of being a black man. You paying for this.
Yeah, he should have paid $23 million for having sex with an adult, a suspended adult.
It's like he's having a temper
Because he had to pay $23
tantrum.
million of his money to a woman that had that he didn't rape her. She wanted to have sex with him.
Yes, he did.
Where's
It
the
was all in
crime?
the corner.
Where's the crime at? He had to that dude. First of all, Shannon Sharp need to hire. We need to dig Johnny Cochran up. Because these lawyers today are out of their damn mind and let this woman get away with 23 years. As much money as Shannon Sharp got, he should have the best lawyers money could buy. There's no way this woman gets $23 million
I'm
off of
telling
me.
you, he did this so we won't think he is Flay.
Well, obviously it didn't work because you still believe he's gay.
Hmm. He just paid money to make us stay off his back for a
Yeah.
little while. Talk about something else. Oh, he's being sued.
But he needs to come out of the closet because it's cheaper.
Word is word.
All right.
Yo, you
It's
not
cheaper to say,
lying.
hey, I like men.
Puffy too.
All
Look
right.
at this.
So
Just because he stayed in
Real
the
quickly on the
closet with
puffy
his
thing,
fetish.
can we stop the puffy gay shit? Look, we had 7 weeks of testimony from male escorts and women and all these people that attended these
He's
freak offs.
bi.
All these people that went to these freak offs and all these videos confiscated from this man's house. Not one video, not one person that stood on that stand, not woman or man, said they seen Diddy have sex with another man. Not one. So can we stop that?
Who
I
said
don't know what you're
If Diddy
talking
was
about.
gay, there would be videos of him sleep with men at these freak offs, and women would come forward and go,
But
"Yeah,
he's very smart. He's not
there's
gonna have y'all have no videotape of him. He was in the corner behind the curtain looking like this. What you talking about? He was
I'm just
not
saying, there's no
he
videos. Diddy never knew that these videos would come public of his freak offs. He never knew that he would get his house raided and his safe with all his videos would be opened up by the FBI special team and all
he's
this stuff would
another
come public.
special
He
needs
never knew any
one.
of this stuff was going to come public, so he would never have hit it anyway. I'm just saying, out of 7 weeks
I
of
just didn't
testimony,
know that.
nobody came forward and said Diddy was with a man. None of the male escorts said Diddy paid
Listen,
them. None of the women that at the parties. None of the videos. There's no evidence that Diddy has slept with any men.
you
That's all
should
I'm
get you a Diddy t-shirt.
saying. Hey, I have one actually.
You should have put it on today instead of Michael Jackson.
I have that. I have them all. I collect all shirts with black people on it.
All right, so we're gonna close this segment out, and what we've learned from this segment is that Tiffany thinks Shannon Sharpe is gay. Kevin thinks there's no poontang worth $23 million, and I
And you
think
agree with me.
and I think when you're a billionaire with money, when you're an unattractive millionaire, you should know that. That's what I think.
You should be very careful. Yeah.
That's my whole point. You should know that. You know.
So don't get caught out there.
Yes. So I don't know if there's an increase or but I remember when we first started doing the show, every other week we did a show on police brutality. It seems now to be, I don't know if it's on the rise or if now, it's getting more attention, maybe, more stuff is being videotaped, but back in February, this happened, but it's now come to light that they just decided to take the case to court. There was a black man in Florida who was pulled over by the police. And he seemed to be complying with the police. And he was sitting in his car, put his hands up. They broke the window, punched him 8 times in the face, I think they either broke his jaw or they gave him an uppercut. His bottom
broke
tooth,
his teeth or something.
And some people are saying that he should have complied. The compliance always worked with the police. And I don't think I'm on board with that. But
not when you got 3
I'm not on board with
wild
that.
dogs
Why
at the window like
do
this.
people get pulled over? Got to be perfect.
Yeah.
Why can't the cops be perfect? Why can't the cops de-escalate? Why can't they're the professionals. They the one to make all the money. They the one with the guns, the surrounding cast. They got everything, the cars, the guns, the bulletproof vest, the mace, the sticks, everything on their person when they pull up. Tasers, backup. You got one guy. And we showed last week on this show, was it last week, the videotape of the white guy that wouldn't get out the car, that had the gun?
He told him
Did
off,
he get
out.
punched in the face? Did he get punched in the face? No, he was allowed to pull off.
No. I was just about to bring that up. All right, so here we go.
A black man who was dragged from his car and punched by officers says he is still recovering from the February incident.
Can you call your supervisor?
All right, go for it.
22-year-old William McNeil's recording of the encounter shows him asking why he was pulled over before police break his window, punch him, and pull him from the vehicle. At the time, officers said McNeil was pulled over for not having his headlights on, even though it was during the day. The local sheriff says the video lacks context. At a press conference today, McNeil's lawyers said the incident was racially motivated and unlawful. McNeil himself spoke briefly, saying he was afraid to exit his car.
That day, I just really wanted to know, why I was getting pulled over and why I needed to step out the car when I know I didn't do nothing wrong. I was really just scared.
An investigation by the Florida State Attorney's Office determined yesterday that the officers involved did not violate any criminal laws.
Exit the vehicle now. Exit the vehicle. Show me your hands.
Here. I'm here. What is your reason, sir?
Step out.
What is your reason?
Step out now. All right.
Get on the ground. No, don't. Get on the ground.
Stop fighting.
Yes, sir.
Is there a reason why you're popping the door open like that?
I don't have a window that works. Is there a reason that you're pulling me over?
Yeah, absolutely. There's a reason why I'm pulling you over. For one thing, inclement weather, you don't have your lights on. Two things, you're not wearing your seatbelt.
It's daylight. I don't need the lights. And it's not weather. It's not raining.
Oh, this is inclement.
It's not raining.
Okay, I'm not arguing with you. I'm telling you why I'm pulling you over. Give me your driver's license, registration, proof of insurance.
No, call your supervisor. Why?
Excuse me?
Call your supervisor. Why did you pull me over?
27, 35. I'm cooperative dog driver. I've already told you.
Why did you pull me over?
Step out of the vehicle.
No.
Step out of the vehicle. Exit the vehicle now. Exit the vehicle. Show me your hands.
Here.
1033 at 1521 hours.
What is your reason, sir? Step out. What is your reason? Step out now.
As a black man, I am not fighting for my life at a traffic stop. If a police pull me over, it's yes sir, no sir. Even if they are dead wrong, it's not raining, it's not storming, it's not dark outside, and you're pulling me over saying that my headlights need to be on, I do apologize, sir. I did not know my headlights need to be on for this weather. I do apologize about it. Boom, he goes about his life, or he gives me a ticket. If he gives me a ticket, we're taking it to court. I don't sit and argue with a police officer at a stoplight. That's not the time for me to argue my case. I'll handle that in court with the judge, with lawyers present. I am not about to risk my life going back and forth with a cop. If you get a good cop, then yeah, you may have a chance to go back and forth and leave safely without getting beat, assaulted, or killed. But if you get to going back and forth with the wrong police officer, bruh, it may not end well for you. Regardless if they're wrong or not, it's just not safe. When you get pulled over, that's the time you put your pride to the side. You stand up for yourself and stand your ground and all that good stuff in the court of law when you're in front of a judge with lawyers present.
You know, I just don't get it. It's 2025 and we are still trying to fight law enforcement. If you think that you're going to resist arrest, you got another thing coming. And you can't be mad at the consequences. Jacksonville, Florida Sheriff's Office had every right to pull that young man out of that car. He was given multiple verbal commands to step out of the car and not resist arrest, and he failed to comply. Luckily, the young man did not lose his life. We have to learn to stop resisting arrest. We all know what happens when you resist. So why do we continuously repeat the cycle of being non-compliant? In this situation, William appeared to be hostile and aggressive. And you can't be mad when people use those specific terms, because that indeed is what it was. If he didn't agree with the pullover, he could have simply took his citations if that's what it was going to be, or he could have went into custody and fought his battle in court. Instead, he wanted to prove a point. And now look, we have a situation that occurred that could have been avoided. And again, people are condoning bad behavior. If you all don't see a problem with this situation in terms of this young man being in the wrong, then you as well have a problem. We do not resist arrest. We know what the outcome is going to be. So don't be mad at law enforcement for doing their job. Be mad at the individual for escalating a situation that could have been avoided.
Can't help but wonder about the black police officer that helped them white boys beat the shit out that young black boy in Jacksonville. Like, are you suffering yet? I know your mama disappointed in you. I know she is. Or do you come from a lineage of bitch niggas? Like, do you still get to go to the family reunions? You still kinfolk? Who is your people? That's what I want to know. Is they fucking with you? Has you sleeping? I hope you don't never get another piece of pussy in your life. I hope everywhere you go, you don't get no fucking respect. I hope your bitch cheat on you. I hope your kids hate you. I hope you get fucking fired. And I hope in your next life you come back as a motherfucking roach.
Now, you know, I don't think that's for the boy. That's for the sheriff that came out afterwards and said something of the sort of the cops had all their rights to do what they do. And huh?
There were 2 black police on that scene. I think she's talking.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Yeah.
those are the police. Because you know it was a deputy that came out, also a black man that came out and spoke out about it and said that the cops had every right and everybody was going on him, calling him a coon and all of that stuff like that. I'm gonna be honest, I have to agree with the other lady, the second lady. We have had the history of being abused by the cops. It is 2025 now. Again, y'all know I have lost my brother due to police brutality. You, he should have just followed instructions, did what he's supposed to have did, and that is it. Because this is what they do. They will break your window. They will grab your ass out the car. They will beat the shit out of you and ask questions later. They don't care about that. You understand what I'm saying? So that's why I tell my nephews, please don't fight the cops. Put your hands up, lay on the floor, put your hands behind your back, because they will kill you. They do not care.
Yeah, they want you to resist so they can kill you, so they can find a reason.
Yes.
This week I think was the anniversary of Philando Castile. His girlfriend had I don't know if it's a press conference, but she was I don't know if they're still having. She's still asking for justice, I guess.
I haven't heard from her in a long time, so I figured that she must have got paid off, or she had to sign an MDA to not to talk. Cause we haven't heard from her since that case and everything. And what they did to him was very wrong.
But here she is. It's kind of a trigger warning. It was very one of those things that really, gets emotional because she's very emotional. We understand why.
I'm the woman who recorded the video. I'm the one, my daughter is the one that was there. The police officer stopped us for a busted tail light that was not busted. They pulled us over on the side of the road, asked for license and registration. As he was reaching for his license and registration, he told the officer that he was licensed to carry and had a bare arm. As he got back comfortable, the police took 4 or 5 shots into him for no reason. They took his life for no reason. They did this to my daughter, and they did it to me, and I want justice, and I want peace.
I'm so sorry for your loss.
Yeah, so
I don't know we don't know how long ago was this. I know they said this is the anniversary, so I don't know if this happened right after he died, because it looked like about her hairstyle. So I don't know the date on this, if this was recent, but I haven't heard from her in a little while. Because that's traumatizing. You and your child was in the car when your man got shot, and he followed every instruction in the book. So imagine he followed every instruction and got killed. And this young man was like, I'm not getting out the car. You understand what I'm saying? But it's like, you damn if you do, you damn if you don't.
Well, he was afraid. He said he was afraid to get out. And, I was driving last night, wee hours of the morning, by the way, coming back to New York. And I was driving down a long, dark road, coming through Connecticut, heading to New York. And I said to myself, because there weren't a lot of cars on the road, and I'm on this long, dark road for about at least 12 miles, and I saw no other cars but me. The only thing I saw was a giant raccoon crossing the street. I was on one of those roads, Carl. And as I was driving, I said to myself, if I see police lights behind me, I'm not pulling over on this road. It's not going to be me and a cop on this dark road in the wee hours in the morning by ourselves. If I see police lights behind me, I'm driving till I get to a lighted town, a lighted gas station, somewhere where there's lights and other people. I said that to myself.
No, but why are you out doing sundown?
Because I chose to leave my beautiful hotel room and drive home because I need to get home because I have things to do and I have a family here. I need to spend time with them before I do this show for 2 hours every Sunday evening. So I figure I'll wake up at my house instead of waking up in a hotel and then still have to drive 4 hours home to New York when I wake up in the morning. So I decided to to drive home. I like driving at night because it's peaceful,
Which it
it's
was your
quiet,
choice.
not a lot of traffic on the road. You have to watch out for deers. You have to watch out for cops. They both can kill you. but yeah, I like driving at night. It's very peaceful. You put your music on and you just cruise. Not a lot of traffic on the road, like I said. And I'm coming from a part of state where it was a lot of, I mean, during the daytime, the traffic is ridiculous because there's a lot of traffic up there because it's a beach town. I was beach resort I was leaving. So my point is, but I did say that to myself, Carl and Tiffany, that if I do see cop cars behind me pulling me over, I'm not stopping. Not on this road. This dark ass road, me and a white cop
Yeah, you
with a
can
gun.
disappear.
Yeah, exactly.
Once you start talking, they be like, that's a nigga.
Yeah, exactly. You get pulled over, you don't know if the cop is dirty. You don't know nothing. You don't even know if it's a real cop these days. You know? So I like I'll stop when I get somewhere where I feel safe. Matter of fact, I had it all planned out in my head. I said, I'll just Google police station near me on my Google, and I'll drive to a police station and
That don't
stop
make
there.
no sense that you had to even think about that.
That's my point, Tim. The fact that I even had to have this conversation with myself, my internal self, at 5 a.m. in the morning while I'm driving down this dark road. You're right. I shouldn't even have to think like that, but that's the America that we live in.
And yeah, and he as a young man or any man that drives a car, they should not feel afraid, especially if you
Right.
know you are not doing anything.
Right,
You
right. You
know, you
shouldn't be
should
afraid.
not feel afraid as
But we are
soon as you
are
get in the
afraid, Tiffany.
car or you go somewhere, you look somewhere, you in the wrong area. You know, it's just anxiety. I think we just
Hey,
it's a
Carl,
lot
when
of
you get in the car,
anxiety.
Carl, when you get in the car, do you deal with that? Do you deal with that anxiety when you're in the car driving, especially late at night by yourself somewhere? I mean, you know, I deal with it all the time because I'm a long distance driver. I travel because of my career. I spend a lot of time in my car traveling, you know. So yeah, I deal with
Yes,
this anxiety all the time.
I was on my street, and the cops put the lights on. I was about a half a mile from my house, and the cops put the lights on, and I drove that half a mile slowly to my house. I didn't stop, and I pulled up to my house. You know why? Because I got cameras on my house.
Right. Smart man, yeah.
Now, at least I got it recorded. You know what I mean? Of course, he asked, why didn't you stop? I go, well, I felt safer at my house because I got cameras. And he didn't say nothing. You know what I mean? He understood. But within like 2 minutes, there were like 3 other police cars in my driveway. Like, and I go, is this necessary? You know what I mean?
Yeah, and they didn't even care if you was Caribbean. They like, what is this black man doing?
I go, is this all that's necessary? He go, well, you know, it's just the norm. We just have other squad cars show up just in case. I'm like, okay. You know what I mean? So, you know, he said it was going a little fast down the street. I'm like, okay. I mean, I didn't you know how fast it was going, but it wasn't fast enough where, you know, I thought I should have been pulled over, but I'm sure he thought, you know, I know why white police pull black men over, because they're thinking these people are so much into crime. The odds are in our favor that we can catch one of them. We can catch one of these guys. That's what they're thinking. One of these guys got to be a criminal.
No.
Yeah, if you pull over enough black guys, what you're saying is one of them going to have a warrant on them, Carl. That's how they think, right? That's their mentality. You're right.
No, Carl, they pull us over because this is a byproduct of white supremacy. You have to understand how America works. White supremacy is at the root of everything that is happening. These cops have also been emboldened since Trump has been elected. Now, if you go back and you look at the FBI stats, around 2006, the FBI said that white supremacist and white nationalist groups have infiltrated all policing, military, and they have infiltrated themselves into our school boards and politics. They have traded in their combat boots, their skinhead ways. They are the off-right. And the goal of white supremacy is that it's a religion. The goal is that black people are behind enemy lines, and any rights that we think we have, we don't have when we encounter these individuals. These police officers, you're right, they think of us as animals. They think of us as criminals. but you don't even have to be a criminal, because there's been tons of examples of black people who were in suits, who were respectable in their behavior, respectability politics, and they still got treated like crap. These police are emboldened to do what they do. And I don't care anymore if there's black cops, because what we know is that there's a blue wall, and those black cops will go along with what the white cops are doing because they're a part of a club or a fraternity, and they want to still be in good standings. So you're always going to have a black person that will reinforce the white supremacy, because we saw it out there in Memphis, what happened to the other young man doing the traffic stop. I would say this, because you played a video of a brother who I kind of agree with him. We have to take inventory as black people. You're not going to win these police have a gun, they have spray, they have a billy club, and they have a legal system behind them. You're not going to win with them out in the streets. You're going to win with them in the court of law. So everything that they did to that young man, when he's to go to court, or if he had stepped out, did whatever he had to do, when he went to court, he would have been able to say, hey, it wasn't raining that day. It wasn't A, B, and C. I'd rather win in court than try to take on a man who has a weapon. We cannot win. We will never win when they've got the weapon, they've got the force, they got the numbers out there. It's just not a win. Now, I agree with Brother Kev that I've been stopped by police before, like maybe a speeding ticket or something. Right. And if it's dark at night, I've had people that I know that are in law enforcement, and they said, always drive yourself, if you're concerned, to a lighted area. Drive to a gas station. Go somewhere where there's light, where there's people, so that if the police treat you wrong, you have the possibility of witnesses. Okay. And even if you drive your car somewhere like that and the cop gets an attitude about you continuing to drive, I'd rather take my chances on people seeing what the police is doing to me than being in some dark road where there's no witnesses. Now the cop can do anything to you. He can lie, and you don't have anybody there that can witness what has taken place. I think it's a shame what happened to the young man. They busting his glass. And this is what's going to happen. Remember, under Donald Trump, he has already got rid of reconciliation. He's already gotten rid of the, what's that, Kev? The,
I know exactly what to say. I just finished talking about that.
The consent decrees.
Yes.
Because there are police departments that are under investigation that the DOJ has been watching. Well, Trump got rid of that. We know that he talked about giving them immunity. So the DOJ is not going to do anything to help this young man. And the fact that the police said that they didn't see any wrongdoing, and if he was to push this to the DOJ, they're not going to get justice. Under Donald Trump, we're going to see more of these situations where nobody gets any justice. And we weren't even getting justice half the time under Biden as well. I got to be honest. The DOJ has not been our friend in general. Look at what they did with the Emmett Till situation. That woman lived her life, passed away, never was brought to justice, even though there's inconsistencies in the record of her saying that she sort of viewed the fire of what happened to Emmett Till. So right now, as black people, we're going to have to really buckle down, because Donald Trump's administration is doing everything they can to let police get away with what they did to that young man. And it's a shame. I land my plane there.
Emmett Till's birthday is today, if I'm correct.
Is that right?
He would have been 84 years old if he was living. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Emmett Till would have been 84 this week if he was still, I think his birthday was this week or today or this week. Yeah. He'd been 84 years old if he was still alive today, this week. Yeah. Emmett Till. Yeah.
So do we think because one of the topics for the show is people are saying we should bring back the Black Panther Party and fight violence with violence. If they're going to be violent toward us, we show them we can fight violence with violence, or at least show some kind of protection for black people, and that might help them, or cause the police not to,
Well, what's the case with the father that ran the cop over when they killed his son a couple of months ago, and he took his car and ran a cop over? Not the cop that shot his son, but just one of the guys on the force. He ran over. Remember that guy? This happened a few months ago,
You
guys.
talking about the young
Remember?
man that then his father finally saw the cam and found out it was another. It wasn't even a police. It was an undercover cop that shot him in his back. You talking about that one?
Yeah,
I'm not. Yeah, the brother that. Yeah, he got in his car and he ran a cop over and
Yeah, I
killed him because they
haven't
killed
heard
his son.
anything. They probably waiting for the next court date or something like that, but I
Okay.
haven't heard.
I mean, vigilante justice. I'm not going to publicly say, hey, that's the way to go, but do what you got to do. Do what your heart tells you to do, right? I mean, if somebody, that. But there's a lot of that going around online right now. Carl, what you're saying
yeah.
about the Black Panther, but we saw what happened with the Black Panthers, right?
Right.
So I don't know if that's the way to go because I mean they're just going to take them out, right? If you get another Black Panther style group, they're going to criminalize them, and you're going to get the same thing that happened to Carmichael and all those guys. They were shot in their bed and killed and jailed and
Right.
made out to
They
be
they
criminals.
they are out there. I have been to a Black Panther party. They are out there. They have new leaders. Matter of fact, I'm trying to remember the leader actually was taken up for one of these cases that just happened not too long ago. I'll find it out. But they are going, they still do their thing, but they do their thing where they're lawyers and they deal with that. They like grassroots, like they're in the, they're not really out there because again, once you go out there, what they're gonna start targeting you.
See,
Oh, you're a militia group or you trying to do that. So just like
right,
the
but let me.
KKK have to work undercover, the Black Panther has to do their work, how they do their work, how they
Oh no,
deal
the
with it.
KKK is very much out there, Tiffany. They are the off right. They're in the White House right now. They're the
Right.
people that's running the administration. This is where I have to peel off of a difference. I think we make too many excuses as Black people today. You can't tell me that the conditions that Black people were under during the 60s and 50s and 70s was less intense than today. Their situation was way more intense than our situation.
Yes,
Matter
it
of fact,
was.
they were doing things when we didn't even have as many rights as we have now, and you still had Black people that went out there. I mean, the Black Panther Party started in Oakland as a program to protect the Black community, and on top of that, more Black people were segregated. So we were in communities segregated where we had no choice but to help each other. We got a lot of Black folks today that are spread out all over the place. And the Black Panther Party, or the new Black Panther Party, as they call it now, you're right. They do a lot of legal stuff, but they're not really made of what the past Black Panther Party was about. And I got to be honest with you, I don't think many Black people in general have a lot of respect for them in the same way that they had for the Black Panther Party, the original Black Panther Party that came out of Oakland. And of course, you have infiltration and all those sort of things. But
Right.
I think it's excuses because you know why I think it's excuses? We just witnessed, and you all played it last week. We witnessed where a Black woman was in a parking lot mistreated, and you had Black people that went out there and came down on that community and those folks. And they wasn't a Black Panther Party. They didn't beat anybody up. They simply went out there and said, "We know where you live at." They shot, and guess what? You already know this. She's arrested, and the press came. They got all kind of social media press, right? I think the Black Panther Party, the new Black Panther Party, I don't see enough of their presence on social media. I don't see enough of their presence in these communities doing those type of shakedowns on people. That's what's missing. And if they're not doing that, then nobody can take them serious. You see, you can't. Right. And so, I mean, Black Lives Matter disappointed a lot of people when we saw the shenanigans that was going on there. So I just think it's a way that you can fight these things without having to feel this fear that you're going to prison or something. There's a way that you can deal with these things. And that's just what those folks did. You go out and you demonstrate. You let it be known this is not going to happen to our women anymore, our men, right? And then you use the legal stuff, like you said, to go after them legally, right? You have to have a strategy. But I don't know where's the strategy. And another thing that bothers me too, as much as I used to be a big fan of the Nation of Islam, I don't see them on. I don't want to say anything. I don't want to say bad words on your show. I don't see them effing nowhere. As much as I used to like Farrakhan and all these folks, I don't see them effing nowhere. Now I know they have a history of giving security to some of the worst projects in America. You know, those sort of things. They've done that. I can't deny that. But when it comes to these circumstances today, I don't really see the Nation of Islam and the Fruits of Nation. I don't really see them out there as much as I saw them and when I was coming up as a kid.
Well, let me speak on that information, man. I think some of that has to do with they only had one exonic leader, and that was the minister Louis Farrakhan, right? He was their leader for decades and decades. So he's pushing 90 now, right? So their leader, they never replaced their leader. They never, what's the word I'm looking for? They never put another person in place to replace Farrakhan when he got old. So Farrakhan is now in his late 80s, right? 85,
he's
86.
over. He's 90s. He's in his 90s.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's up
93.
there. Yeah, the brother's up there. So his days of fighting is over because of his age. But what the nation never did was put a replacement, somebody to take Farrakhan's place when he got to this age where he can no longer be the voice or physically be out there like he was when we were coming up, like you said. Right. So they never put nobody else to say, okay, Mr. Farrakhan one day going to be 85, 90 years old. He can't no longer lead this group with the power that he's led this group with for decades. We need to replace him with somebody. They never put nobody in place. Now, there was a brother that was getting a lot of traction at one point, and he kind of disappeared. You know what I'm talking about? Brother Islam, what's his name?
Riza Islam.
Yeah, he was getting hot for a minute.
But Farrakhan has called him out because of something that happened between him and the young lady that he was dating that he ended up marrying. And then I got to be honest, Islam and his mother, who has passed away, God rest her soul.
Yeah,
they got caught up in some potential scandals, which he's gotten out of it now. I think that kind of hurt a little bit of his reputation within those circles.
Okay.
And what I would say, because I know people that are Nation Islam, Chicago, and all of that. This is the problem, and this goes beyond Farrakhan. This is no shade to anybody. Tell me if I'm wrong or right, everybody on the panel. One of the things that I notice about Black men in particular, when they're in leadership, they will be in leadership until they get old, wrinkled, until they got bones popping out of their head, and then they never groom anybody to take over for them. I bet you any kind of money, Al Sharpton right now, if he was to pass tomorrow, I guarantee you there's nobody to take up the slack where he left off. I bet you he has not groomed anybody to take off where he's left off.
You and I both being fans of the great late Joe Madison.
I was going to bring that up.
We both know what Joe used to always say. I'm not lighting anybody's torch. Right. So that's the mentality from that group of people, man. From that age group, they had that mentality that they weren't going to pass the torch. And Mr. Madison passed on, unfortunately, way too early as far as I'm concerned. And we need his voice right now.
But they wasn't going to pass on the torch, because what happens with some Black men of a certain generation is that they waited so long to get the power that when they get the power, they just they enjoy the perks of it, and they just don't prepare for the next generation. This is not a Black American thing. You can see this in Africa, the Caribbean, where you got leaders over there that's been in power forever and have not let a young buck or someone like that step up. I think this is a problem that we have because we've been so used to not having power that when we get it, we don't want to give it up. But
same thing about white politicians too, right? I mean, our presidents. I think JFK and then Barack Obama probably were the youngest guys to be presidents, if I'm correct on that. I think all the other presidents are old white men, right? So I think Biden and Trump shouldn't have been able to run for president. I think there should be some sort of law legislation that when you age restriction, so these guys can't be this old and be president. Nobody in their 70s and 80s should be president.
Right.
Now, I think also, I know the reason our forefathers didn't make that law, put that into the law books on the age thing, because back in those days, none of them cats lived to be past 50 anyway. Men didn't live long back in 1800s. They all died at 55, 54. If you lived to be 60 years old back in 1800s, that was a miracle. You know,
Right.
so that's one of the reasons they never even thought that 200 years from now people would live to be in their 80s. That wasn't in their mentality.
Being
You're right
president.
about that. You're right about that.
Yeah.
But I just we just got to put. I think we have to, as a people, we got to do everything we can to protect ourselves and have our head on a swivel, because anything is liable to happen under Donald Trump, as he's ruthless as hell. And I definitely hope that this Jeffrey Epstein stuff will be his undoing.
It will be if people keep it in the news and keep it at the forefront. He's doing everything in his power to get it off the front page.
Yeah.
It hasn't worked so far. I mean,
he's trying to
he's
get
threatening to arrest.
Obama
He's
locked
threatening to
up.
arrest Obama. He's doing all sorts of stuff at
Kamala,
this point.
Biden.
I mean, he's going at,
lock
and
them
now he went at the Kamala Harris today. He put a tweet out that he's going to have her arrested today. So he's doing everything.
He's deflecting.
Yeah, he's doing everything to try to get this off the front page. And we don't know how far he's going to go. He's a desperate man with a lot of power. So he'll start a freaking war if it means America not finding out that he was sleeping with young girls, right?
We already, to be honest, we already know. First of all, when he said that, like he didn't have a relationship with Epstein like that, the way he was giving the energy, it's pictures with him all over the place at his wedding, tomorrow at Maples. Like, it's evidence right there. You was cool with him. Stop acting up. You knew you was on the list. Y'all money people run together. Talking about that, Carl, we got to talk about the white only town that everybody's talking about.
Have you heard about this
Arkansas.
information, man?
Yeah, and I got to be honest with y'all. I don't care, because black people need to have our own towns. I mean, I'm not surprised that white people will want to have a white only space. That they've been doing that since day one anyway. I mean, this is nothing new. We should be doing the same thing ourselves. We should be worrying about our black towns.
We did.
But what I'm saying is, why are we live in a country that has a white supremacist president in it. These people are emboldened. He's bringing Afrikaners over here that are racist. We know what the history is. Why are we shocked that white people would emboldenly come out and say, we want a whites only town? You got one in South Africa. White people have done this stuff for decades. This is nothing new. What we need to be focusing on as black people is making our own towns and getting land. I think a couple of years ago, what was it, 5-6 years ago, there was a black woman who brought land out there in Georgia.
Yeah,
and she wanted to make a settlement for black people.
Though.
And black people did buy land out there. Now, I don't know what came of it, but what I'm saying is we should be doing the same thing.
Mm-hmm. And we need to stop promoting it. We need to stop. I'm going to be honest. You do not hear the Asians or the Jewish community or any Spanish community telling you when they buying up the block. Okay.
No, they don't. They just do it.
We need to shut up and do what those white people is doing. Like, they went up there. I think they bought 130 something acres of land. It's only about 40 families up there right now. That's up there. They're trying to recruit people, which is only white. They want to be able to pick their own neighbors.
Right.
They want to be able to pick everything. They just don't. And I'm thinking they already had enough only white towns. And
Right.
it's so
Well,
deep
you had redlining, where y'all saw the movie Raising in the Sun. You had redlining, where when black people tried to move in a neighborhood that was mainly white, they would be discouraged, and they would be the realtors would be told, don't show them these houses over here, show them the houses over there. So what I'm saying is, this has been going on for a very long time. It's just that these people are emboldened and coming out and saying it, so it's kind of shocking in a sense. But black people, this is what happens to us. And you said it. We can name a bunch of communities that used to be all black communities, and then you get other groups that come in who don't look like us. And next thing you know, a black community goes from being a black community to an Asian community or a Middle Eastern community. We can go all across this country. I can tell you for a fact it's happening in Oakland, California, where they've got 25% dip in black folks because Oakland is becoming gentrified. Oakland was a city that white folks didn't want to live in because they thought it was violent. Now white people are moving into Lake Merritt, all these nice areas in Oakland that they now have moved in, redeveloped, and now they're pricing black people out. So we've had so many examples of black people who had communities and other people came in and just took it over, economically took it over. And I'm wishing that we could do the same. I'm not saying that this not happen. There's certainly black people out there that are investing in black communities, and there are middle class to upper middle class black communities out there. You got one out there in LA and Baldwin Hills. But and even in Baldwin Hills, white people are now moving into Baldwin Hills because they recognize, damn, these black folks got some nice homes over here. Shit. They saying, man, I'll stop there.
Here's a video of white only towns that are popping up.
No blacks, no Jews, no gays. High up in the Ozark Hills in the state of Arkansas, dozens of people have been working hard, building houses and a new type of community. It's called Return to the Land, and it is a town open to white people only. They are millennials and Gen Z, and this is a new update of age-old prejudice.
What we've done here is establish a place where we have control over who our neighbors are, and that is just for the sake of preserving, our culture.
And that culture, effectively, we're saying this is a white culture, a whites-only place.
White American culture.
But what this sounds like is bringing back segregation. Is that a fair assessment?
It's free association. So we're not trying to keep other people down. This is a small settlement in the middle of the Ozarks.
But they are being kept out, even if...
Well, I mean, you don't let everyone into your home.
Around 40 people live here. Hundreds more from across the world have paid to be members. And while the men do the physical labour, the women take care of the children who live here full time. It could be a very loving community if you're part of the community, but if you're black, or if you're Jewish, or if you're gay, you can't be part of that community.
They can have their own communities, and they already do.
You might be wondering how any of this can be legal. Return to the Land is structured as a private members association, which they believe allows them to discriminate on the basis of ethnicity, along with other factors. That has yet to be tested in the courts and may well fail. The Arkansas Attorney General has said his office is now reviewing the matter as a result of our reporting, and that there is no room for racial discrimination in Arkansas or anywhere in a free society.
Let me say I agree with it, but let them build their white towns. I'm happy that they're building their white towns. Build it.
But the town that they came from is almost 85 to 90% white already. What, they wanted white?
Yes, they don't want to be around nobody that look like us, Tiff. They made that very
what
clear.
they want to do is they want to control. I think what they're really doing by having a white only town, I mean, it's already said it. They don't want Jewish people there, black people, or people that's gay. So I think they want to control the narrative, right? They want to control who's in that community. They want to create like their own little enclave of people who believe like them. And then, like they said, there's plenty people signing up to be there. Let them go segregate themselves. You know why? Because if that's one less racist white person that I got to deal with that's living near me, and I feel like, hey, they doing me a favor. You're getting away from me.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with it either. I'm like, go where you're at. Because I'm not going to Arkansas anywhere. I'm not going to Omaha, Idaho, Nebraska. I'm not going to none of those things. So I'm not worrying about it. They can stay right over there anyway. And I wouldn't want to be
But
around
it's
a
going to
whole bunch of
grow,
white people
Tiffany.
anyway.
But it's going to grow is what I think. If he's allowed to do this, and then it's because they're already going to start one in Missouri. So basically, this is going to pop up everywhere. So now you're going to have white towns, all white towns all over America, even in places in New York, in Connecticut, and in New Jersey. So it's going to end up in even places where right now it's in Arkansas, but then it comes in your backyard also, and then that's where it probably becomes a problem because now it's in your backyard. So now what you do when you have to drive around instead of going through some certain town that you normally would go through to get to A to B, you know what I'm saying? So it could be a problem when it starts popping up, and it's just another cult thing,
you know. You can't discriminate in America. You can't discriminate.
Really?
So that's what they look. You saw me, right? You cannot discriminate. So they might have a problem if somebody complains to the law or something. They might have an issue. But if they do have an issue, if they don't have an issue, if when we build our towns and do our thing. Nobody better say nothing to us because you got that white only town up there in Nebraska.
Right. But see, let me just say this. Like I said, this is already happening. We actually in the year 2025 have sundown towns. There are areas in America that if you don't get out of there, you're gonna be in a lot of trouble because the white
All them
folks don't
places
want you
can
there.
be going.
They only gonna tolerate you for so many hours in their community. So we have this stuff. Now, one of the folk, Carter said in the chat room that you have the Amish. Yeah, you do have the Amish, and you do have like people that are Mormon in Utah that kind of have their own little compounds where they live together, and they're all white, of course, but they don't. The difference with Amish, and they may be racist, who knows, but they don't go out of their way to say this is only for white people. They just say, hey, we're Amish people, and they just buy land and they build their communities. They don't go out of their way to say we don't want we don't want this, even if they probably feel that way. The issue with these people is that they're advertising their discrimination. These other groups don't really come out and say that. They really
Because it's
don't
more of a religious
feel
thing with
that
the
way.
Amish people, and I live in New York, so and I'm only probably an hour from me, up near the Catskills area, there's all these Jewish compounds where if you drive up there, you see all the men and women. They got on the I forgot what they call the big black hats, and then they got the long.
They Hasidic Jews.
Yeah. They got their compounds up there too, and they're up there by the hundreds. There's schools and I actually performed on one of those things before, and they tell you that you can't touch the women when you get on the thing. They go, you can don't touch the women.
Don't touch the women.
Yeah, don't touch the women. Like
they don't want you
shaking. They don't want you shaking their hand. I ain't talking about like in a sexual way. You can't even shake their hand. Because I'm on stage. I mess with. I'm a crowd work comic, so I mess with a lot of people on stage. They don't want you touching a woman's hand or nothing. Like, don't even.
Don't even.
Yeah, they give you all these rules before you go on the compound to do your show. But I've done a couple of shows on these things. Surprisingly enough, I saw one lady outside smoking a cigarette and cursing, but they're supposed to be so religious, right? But yeah, no. So I get. No, so I'm saying
the ones.
they have these compounds, and they got their own schools and they bring their kids up in their religion, their school, and their system, but they're not saying. It's saying, like you said, information. They're coming at it from a religious point of view, not a racist point of view.
Right.
Like.
Let me say this too. I might be wrong for this, but I think one of the reasons why you don't see more quote unquote black towns, in order for us to have black towns, black people have to be willing to live in the rural environment. A lot of us are urban oriented. We like being in the big city, right? Where it's popping, it's on and popping. Now, of course, we know that our roots come from the South. So a lot of us Southern black folks, we understand how to work it outside. So those black folks that are in the South, they understand living in a rural environment. But how do you convince what I'm basically saying? How do you convince somebody that live in New York, where y'all at? New York, the Bronx, the Brooklyn, all these barrels, right? How you convince some folks that live in those places, San Francisco, Oakland, and say, hey, let's bring our money together. Let's go buy some land in Georgia somewhere, and let's live off the land and build homes and live like back in the day. There are going to be a small percentage of us that will do that because there was a sister that did that. But a lot of us are not going to do that in large numbers the way you saw those folks talking about, because a lot of us are used to, and we enjoy living in more urban type environments.
We're scared of change. We so used
Right.
to.
Because the living like that requires you to be able to build stuff, be able to live off the land, know how to hunt.
Self-sufficient.
Right. How to create water, and how to get your water pumping here. There was a matter of fact, there's a brother. God, what's the name of that? There's a brother that has a YouTube channel, and I'm proud of them. His family is doing that. They have land. They got a huge amount of land, and he shows you how he made a sepsis tank and how they're getting their energy, and they're living right off the land. He built like a house and all. I mean, it's fantastic what he has done, but they're living right out there, boy. I don't know if I can do it.
If you have a good community, like I was watching something, they have this show called The Gilded Age that I think I'm going to try to catch up with, but they talk about the black elites. And something that they talked about with the Vanderbilts and all of them, they expressed that they only dealt with 400 families. That's how they kept their connection so close with each other. We have to be properly managed to have a successful town like that. You understand, or a place like that. When you see the stories of the Black Wall Street, remember they had to create that town because they wasn't allowed anywhere.
You're
You
right.
understand? They couldn't have this, they couldn't have that, they couldn't shop at these. They could work there at their places and be their maids and stuff, but they did not want you living next to them or close to them. So that was what pushed us to have that beautiful town and was very successful, and they were jealous of it and they tore it down. So that's our thing. We can do something and do something very successful and work together with each other, but that will be our only thing. We know that we're going to be successful with it, and we don't want nobody to come and try to take it down or to take it away from us. So it's just like, you damn if you do, you damn if you don't. But that, like you said, with the white only town, they can stay over there because I'm really not coming over there.
Right.
But I mean, like you guys already, they already have it. You can tell that there's a majority of white people don't want to be around black people. They just tolerate us. You can feel that. So for them to put up a white only town, it's the natural order of things. They don't want to be around us. If there's a town that's mostly white and black people move in, the white people move out. You can look at. I'm sure Tiffany can see Brooklyn, right? There's
Oh yeah, Brooklyn has
put up
changed.
buildings, but the rates are so.
Skyscrapers is downtown Brooklyn. We never had skyscrapers downtown Brooklyn. We only had one building, and it was the clock building. If y'all know about it, it's still there, but it's in between the big tall buildings. But that's the only thing we had. Now it's just, I feel like a tourist in my own hood. But we had 20 years to take our community back before it got gentrified. We had 20 years of drugs. We had 20 years to get our community back, and now they took it back.
But that's how
They
you destroy a community. You put drugs in a community so you can confuse the minds. Then you do everything you can to destroy the men and make the women be single and make them raise kids by themselves without fit fathers in their life. Then you incarcerate us. You poison our food. You give us food deserts. That's the strategy. Then you gentrify the community, force everybody out while the white folks, the Asians, and everybody else moves in. And then you force us, like they did the Native Americans, force us to have to live in the worst areas of the city. Just like they did the Native Americans, they put them on the worst land. So now black people, if you notice, I see this in Richmond, California, Oakland. I think there's some black communities where black people have had to move and they're living closer and closer to industrial parks where you're now getting hit with toxins. That's how Richmond, California is, which is very, very close to Oakland and Berkeley and all of that in California. So black people are now getting sick in a community that little by little they were forced into to live in areas where there's all this toxic factories, industrial stuff. Get us out of the best areas.
Are you from the Bay Area, bro? You live in the Bay Area?
Yeah, I lived in San Francisco for over 30 years, lived in Oakland for 10. Know the Bay Area very well. It's my stomping ground.
Okay. When I was a kid, my dad lived in Richmond, Virginia. And my brother, my sister, and I spent our summers there in Richmond. Yeah.
Okay.
So I remember we went fishing at the Berkeley Pier, man. So I was probably 12, 13 years old. So yeah,
Berkeley Pier.
And my stepmom used to go to church in San Francisco. So we used to go across that Bay Bridge every Sunday to go to church, man.
You wasn't going to that Jim Jones church, boy. Not Jim Jones, right? That was
I heard about Jim Jones.
I used to see that. No, I ain't gonna lie to you, Kev. When I was a kid, I used to literally walk past that church when that man was operating in there. My mom almost made a mistake and became a part of that church. And then she said one time she went in there and she was like, nah, the vibe wasn't right. And then one of the women that is sort of like the president, or she's like the person that every year when they have the memorial, my mom, we know her. I know her son. I went to school with her son. They lost all their family. You know the story already about that. But, yeah, man, you got the Fillmore, you had Hunters Point, you had what's that other Betrayal Hill project area. I know that area well. East Oakland, West Oakland. I know the area, MacArthur.
It's
I
so
mean, I know them
deep.
areas there, man. I was on a many of BART trains going all across the Bay Area.
All right, so Hulk Hogan died this week, and a lot of black people are
All
celebrating.
right.
He was a stunt racist.
So are we celebrating the death of?
No. You know what's so deep is that if you're an 80s kid, as you see, we lost Malcolm Jamal Warner, we lost Hulk Hogan. Let me tell you something. We grew up watching wrestling. We loved wrestling. It was amazing. But then we heard the infamous call, the voice thing that Mr. Hulk Hogan did. He said, I don't want my daughter with no nigga if he ain't 7 feet tall and making millions of dollars. That's the only nigga I want her with. Okay, those not the exact words, but it was in that cousin
It
of
was
hers.
close. It was close to that.
It was close, and I was in a state of shock because you never would think that you would hear somebody that you like, and that's how you know we wasn't raised prejudiced like that. My mother didn't raise us prejudiced, to be prejudiced. We loved Hulk Hogan, okay,
Right.
and for him to say that made you just look at him totally different, and that's where he lost a lot of black people. I'm sorry
Right.
if y'all don't believe me, y'all know this is true. This is what he lost it. And then they put the icing on the cake. You went up there on the Trump thing and ripped off your shirt and was like, Trump,
Yeah.
MAGA. You understand? You like, oh no, this
But
he's doing too much.
Tiff, we probably, you're right, and we grew up. My brother and I were big Hulkster fans growing up, so and we didn't know what we know now, and it's disappointing. It's like a betrayal. You feel betrayed that
Yeah.
you
Because you
grow up
grew up
watching these
watching him.
guys. When I was a kid, we used to, the biggest guy in our neighborhood was Evil Knievel. He said we
Even
couldn't wait to watch Evil
I
Knievel
mean,
jump over some trucks and a motorcycle, and then we would grow up and find out he was a racist redneck. So it's so, I was having this conversation the other day with somebody that, the Dukes of Hazzards. We used to watch that show when we were
Yes,
kids. There's
the
only
Dukes
5
of
TV
Hazzard.
channels. That's the problem. There's only 5 TV channels when we were kids, right? So we have cable when I was a kid, so because it didn't exist, right? So we watched the Dukes of Hazzards. Now, as an adult, we realize how racist the show was. The
Confederate
car had a
flag
Confederate
on the
flag on
car.
it. The car had a Confederate flag on. The song was "The Good Old Boys." You know what I mean? So
right.
we didn't think about all these things when we were a
Right.
kid, right? All
Right.
these symbols and stuff, and you get a dog.
Right.
Wait a minute, the good old boys and
Right.
the Confederate flag and Boss Hogg. They didn't like our black ass, So we know these things now,
That's the
So
same thing with the Buzz Bunny. If you go back and you look at the WB Buzz Bunny commercials, there are scenes where you have the caricatures where they have what was clearly supposed to be black people dancing and tap dancing, all
Yes.
sorts of like
It was
caricatures with the big
minstrel.
lips and all of that. So
yeah,
they've been guilty of doing that for years. Another thing I wanted to say, I don't know if you guys realize this. Hulk Hogan's daughter stopped messing with her father because Hulk Hogan's daughter had a black boyfriend. I don't know if they're still together now, but that's another reason why his daughter stopped messing with him. And then, of course, his wife eventually divorced him, but the daughter was sick of him because she happened to be involved with a brother, and she
yeah,
didn't like what he was saying because she was involved. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. I think I heard that the daughter started dating white guys because of her dad.
Oh goodness!
But one of my comedy buddies said she probably gonna go back to black guys now that he's dead. So
that's hell of material right there.
She got to stay in that that generational wealth. She didn't want to mess up that. She didn't want to mess up that money.
Mess up that money.
She didn't want to mess up that money that she gets when Pops kicked the bucket, right? So she had to. Now that he's gone, she's still in that wheel
right there.
She's still in that wheel now. She might go back and get herself another brother now. So,
but you heard what the family said. The family was like, this is not a good time for everybody to be coming for him. He just passed away. Well, he's an unalive racist. I mean, come on, it's nothing that we can do. God bless him and be the Hulk with you. That's it. I'm done. Malcolm Jamal Warner is more important. Now, can we get to Malcolm? I'm
yes.
gonna miss Malcolm.
Hey, man, that broke me down, man. I was hurt on that one. I was hurt on that
was
one.
hurt too.
I haven't felt
hurt.
that way about a celebrity dying since Kobe, man. That one hurt me, man.
I gotta do I'm gonna be doing a video about him because he had I have the first episode of his podcast, and
Okay.
he said some things that black people need to take heed to. So I'm gonna produce that video, but it hurt me. We all grew up watching him and the Cosby Show. He became a part of our life. I mean, life during the time that I was in high school. I mean, this the way he died still kind of bothers me. It's very fishy. I always notice that when people go to these other countries and stuff happens, I'm always a little suspect because they're in another country and you don't know what they're really telling you is the truth. I had a
Half of them
friend,
don't like
I
us.
had a female friend that I grew up with who went to Sinbad had he used to do what's that Jamaican, and he used to go to Jamaica
and do the
and he
music
said,
festivals. Yeah.
yeah, music festival. And I had a friend that went to the festival and they got into a car accident and the family was having a hard time getting her body back. And once Sinbad found out about it, he took money out of his own pocket and worked through the politics to get her body sent back home and to pay for some of the funeral because, of course, all of her belongings were stolen and stuff. So I always feel like things happen when people go overseas and you just never know what's really going on. And the way he passed away, talking about a current and all this, everything about that was kind of weird to me.
You know,
But
they said that his daughter, as time went on, remember at first they was not telling us about his daughter being there. They were
right,
swimming together,
right, something about that
and
doesn't make
either
sense. And he didn't really put his daughter and wife out there. I think there was another friend that went with him that they said got caught under the current, and I guess
yeah,
he
they was trying
survived.
to save each other. That's what was the word was what they was saying. They
Yeah,
said that one of the surfers saw them struggling in the water.
yeah,
And when they saw them struggling, he went out there and he got the clipboard to get, that board to get the
hmm
little girl. He brought the little girl back. And by the time they tried to bring Malcolm Jamal and the other guy back, Malcolm Jamal was already dead on a rock when
yeah,
he
because he
got
was
to the
under the
beach, and
water.
the other one was
Yeah,
he's in critical condition.
the
So,
whole
and
thing
remember,
is
they
terrible.
didn't mention the daughter at first, and then they mentioned the daughter. Then they said the wife wasn't even there.
Yeah, so that
So it's
that
like you
type
don't
of
know what the
reporting
story
makes me very skeptic,
Right.
Tiffany, of what the truth is. We already know what happened to the young lady who went to Mexico and her friends did something to her, and then we got false reports or different reports coming out of Mexico. There's a lot of shady stuff. But I just want to give my condolences to the brother and may he rest in power. Thank you guys for letting me come up. I'm going to drop off the panel and let y'all finish the rest of the show
Hey, good
and
seeing you,
listen to the
brother. Good seeing
discussion.
you, man.
Good seeing
Thank
you
you,
too, as
man.
always. Good show as
Appreciate you.
always. Thank you. Peace.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
Appreciate you
Hey,
too as
hey,
well.
Carl. Hey, Carl. And Tiffany, I sent a video to our chat line. I don't know if you were able to pull it up, Carl, or able to pull it up, but R. Kelly did a song from prison, a tribute song to Malcolm Jamal Warner. Did you hear that?
No.
First, you didn't hear that, Tiffany? I mean, first of all, this boy's voice, how is he able to make a record from prison? And second, his voice sounds amazing still. How long he's been in
He's
jail?
doing it through the phone. Testing 1 2, testing 1 2.
So
I
he's
wanna
singing through a
sing.
phone. So he sung this song through a phone? That is
Yes, he's
crazy.
doing it through the phone.
So you haven't heard the song? It's pretty amazing. He said he's very hurt and touched by the passing of Malcolm Jamal Warner. He wrote a song for him, and it's a beautiful song. Yeah, it's a beautiful song.
A
When
lot
you
of people don't understand.
already heard it. When you sent it to me, I had it downloaded like 10 minutes before it did, but then you sent it. So I have it.
Okay, thank you, brother. I'm glad you got it, man.
Have it.
Yeah.
Let me say something about the Malcolm Jamal drowning, because I saw videos where people were saying about the drowning thing, and I know a lot of people go to these countries that have beaches, and beaches are beautiful, yes, but what you don't understand, and a lot of people don't know, and people who, if Donna, I'm sure Donna's watching, and Glendine, if you're watching, they can tell you when you're on a beach in the Caribbean or any country that have those so-called beautiful beaches, and they are beautiful, when a wave comes in and it's coming back, it comes back like with some force.
Yes,
So
it does.
I remember as a kid, the wave would come in right, and it would push you forward, but it's coming back. And when it comes back, it can take, if you don't have your foot planted, it can take you way out. So you got to be ready. And a lot of people go to these islands and they have swimming, they're having a good time, and they're not aware of that because they didn't grow up with that. I mean, there's in swimming pools, and I mean, so they're not used to under. You hear about undertow, whereas this current, the top of the water can be smooth and cool and look calm, but underneath, there's a lot of stuff going on. There's all kind of currents and stuff. So it is possible, you know what I mean? You could be swimming and you think everything is cool, but then there's something underneath that starts to drag you. You know what I
No,
mean?
you 100%, you 100% right. They had signs up there in Spanish and in English because I saw them.
Yeah.
They show where they would show you if you go through a current, you have to swim a certain way to be
I
able so you don't get caught up in it. I went to Mexico and the water was at my ankles and I fell.
yeah.
And I was like, what kind of water is this? I'm telling you, I didn't go in too far because I already knew that that water would have took me away and I wouldn't know where to go.
Yeah.
I was going to the heavens. But
And
you have to be careful. The water's totally different from here in America, from the
absolutely.
islands. Them currents is no joke.
Absolutely. And also, when you're walking, you got to remember underwater is just like walking on land. Just like how you walk on land and then there's a cliff or there's like I mean, you can drop off. So
Yep.
same thing. You could be walking and all of a sudden, boom, you could be
You
down
can
a.
go down. Yep.
So all of that, people have to
They
keep
got
it.
sinkholes too. Them holes that be twirling you. It's a lot. Mother Nature is nothing to mess with. Okay.
Like I said, people go to these islands with these beautiful beaches and they get caught up in and then they're out there and then tragedy strikes.
I know
So
a few
I
people
believe
that
that's all
lost
it
their
was.
lives.
I believe that. I don't believe in it, that he was murdered or anything. And I don't think there's any foul play involved. I think the brother just is a human being like the rest of us, and
Yeah.
he gets in the wrong place at the wrong time, and he got caught up, with his
Mhm.
daughter out there swimming, and the water is not our friend. It's
Right.
I mean,
those
people.
beaches, currents are not our friend.
And he probably chose to save her life than his life.
People drown every
You
day. He just happened to be famous.
yeah.
And you're right. You're right, Tiff. I was telling it to Patricia. I said, it could have been either him or his daughter, and I think he would have gave his life for his daughter.
He gave
If
his
he
life for his that's
if
what
he
he did.
survived, and I think if he's somewhere right now going, at least my daughter lived, I'm okay. I
I'm
believe that.
telling you, that's when y'all cool when you text and said that he was dead. What did I say? What is he doing, Dad?
Yeah.
Like you wouldn't have never thought that he would have died. Like that's the furthest thing from my mind. Malcolm Jamal Warner, somebody that touched our hearts all of these years. I mean,
Yeah,
and
that was shocking.
with his new work, I saw The Residents. He was on 911. It's like you fell in love with him again. He was an awesome actor, and I really salute him. And we definitely got to give a shout out to Bill Cosby. I don't care what nobody say. Bill Cosby made a difference in our life, especially in the 80s, seeing something visually that we never saw before and kept it going for years. And that's how we was able to get Malcolm Jamal Warner. He was like a representation of Bill Cosby's son, Ennis, that passed away
Well,
also.
Bill
You
said
understand?
that.
So you got to remember his real son passed away and now his TV son is gone. So I can't even imagine how he feel. But we also want to give a shout out to his mother and to his wife and his daughter and the people that really loved him, his cast members, because he was truly a earth angel and he still talked about Black Power. He talked about everything. He did poetry. He did music. I mean, he was a producer. He was very well rounded. I think that he did a job well done. And he went with the waters. He went with the ancestors.
All right, so this is our tribute to Malcolm Jamal Warner. It's a little lengthy, so if you want to go grab something to eat or grab something to drink, because I think this is well deserved. Um, I remember being in barbershops and people discussing the Cosby Show, and the funny thing was some people were saying it's a great representation of Black people, and then we had another side of the barbershop that people were saying that's not how it is in the hood, and they thought that it should be more representative. But either way, like Tiffany
Oh,
said,
bitching, man.
yeah, you can never make people happy.
They bitch about Good Times being too ghetto, and they bitch about the Cosby Show not being realistic enough. So which one is it going to be? You know?
All right, so Malcolm, wherever you are, brother, we love you. I know you. I never met you. We don't know each other, but man, I always say, people say TV is a powerful thing, and now because now that he's gone, you really feel the impact after
Yes.
that.
Yes.
Here we go, brother Malcolm.
I will not hold a funeral for my son before the truth of his death is found. Do you think I can accept such a cruel reality? When my son was drowning, the nearby beach lifeguards were nowhere to be found, but he was rescued by nearby onlookers and sent to the Red Cross for treatment. He still died like that. The police could not give me a reasonable explanation. I know how cautious my son is. He would not leave his daughter and wife alone to swim on an unprotected beach. I will never believe it. As a talented black actor and singer, I know the malice and challenges he has faced over the years. He has been composing music and writing songs since he graduated from college. He has become famous step by step and established his own career. He has been meticulous in treating his family. Those evil environments have never changed his inner kindness. Why is God so cruel to take this angel-like child away from me? I want to take him back to the United States and bury him with my child forever when I leave.
What's good? Yes, I got the flower in my hair. Today's my daughter's birthday. She put the flower there, so I'm rocking it. What? It's a beautiful day here in Atlanta. I just wanted to shout out and just spread some love and some good cheer. And you know, life is out here lifing, right? For me and for everybody else. But just wanted to remind you, as I remind myself, that no matter what's going on, there's always a reason to smile. Like if you just take a minute to stop and take stock, I guarantee you can find at least one reason to smile. And if for some reason you can't find a reason to smile, then that's probably the best time to be the reason for somebody else to smile. So, find a smile for yourself and be a reason for someone else to smile. That's all I got. Listen to love because it's been a minute. Peace and love, and I'll be back soon.
Some people don't just live a life, they live a timeline of legacy. This is the story of Malcolm Jamal Warner, a man whose rhythm moved across every part of our culture. He was born August 18, 1970 in Jersey City, New Jersey. He was named after Malcolm X and jazz pianist Ahmad Jamal. Malcolm was raised by a fierce, visionary single mother who believed in his light. From the beginning, he was destined to shine. At just 12 years old, Malcolm started acting in shows like Fame and Matt Houston. But everything changed in 1984 when he was cast in the role that would define a generation. As Theo Huxtable on The Cosby Show, Malcolm became the face of black boyhood. He was smart, flawed, funny, and full of heart. He gave us somebody to root for, to laugh with, and to grow up alongside. At 16, he earned an Emmy nomination, the youngest actor ever nominated at that time. While he was still a teenager, Malcolm stepped behind the camera, directing music videos and even an educational film about HIV awareness. The boy who once played a student was now shaping how we learn. After The Cosby Show, he led his own sitcom, Here and Now, and he starred in UPN's Malcolm and Eddie. In between, he showed dramatic range in films like The Drop Zone and HBO's Tuskegee Airmen, but Malcolm's creativity couldn't be contained to a script. He picked up his bass, he grabbed the mic, and A Miles Long was born. His music fused jazz, funk, and soul, and his poetry was as raw as it was real. In 2015, Malcolm won a Grammy for Best Traditional R&B Performance for Jesus Children with Robert Glasper and Layla Hathaway. The boy we met on TV had become a music legend too. He took on powerhouse roles of Sons of Anarchy, Suits, American Dream Story, and as Dr. A.J. Austin in The Resident. Malcolm never stopped evolving. He never stopped challenging the narrative. In his later years, he turned to podcasting. He used his voice to uplift ours. His words were intentional, his presence magnetic. Malcolm was never just an actor. He was an architect of the culture. On July 20th, 2025, we lost him in a tragic drowning accident in Costa Rica. He was just 54. But his timeline doesn't end there because legacy lives on. It lives on in every laugh that he gave us, in every lyric that he wrote, in every moment he made us feel. Malcolm Jamal Warner, actor, musician, poet, friend. You didn't just play your part. You wrote your own script, and we are better because you lived.
Can you imagine when this race is won? Turn our golden faces into the sun. Praising our leaders, we're getting in tune. The music's played by the madman. Forever young, I want to be forever young. Do you really want to live forever? Forever, forever, forever young. I want to be forever young. Do you really want to live forever? Forever young. Some are like water, some are like the heat. Some are a melody and some are the beat. Sooner or later they all will be gone. Why don't they stay young? Heard the news through a whisper in the yard. Somebody said Malcolm gone. I sat there and I ain't even know what to feel, man. We ain't break bread or talk on the phone, but I knew his name like a brother's name. I remember watching you on the screen, a black man with grace, not just part of the scene. You walk like royalty, talk with truth. You showed the world what a real man do. You weren't chasing fame, you were chasing light. Taught young kings how to walk right. You stood in a storm with your head held high, and now the world's asking why. I didn't know you, but I felt the loss, like we all lost something when your soul took off. And from this prison I bow my head for a brother gone too soon, a life well spread. You left your mark, man, you stood your ground. Now heaven got a king wearing that crown. And though I ain't get to call you a friend, this is love from one soul to another, until the end. Oh. I know the weight of trying to do good when the world don't always see you how it should. You carried that, but still stood tall. Taught boys like me we could have it all. Even behind bars, I still remember that look in your eyes, calm like December, like you knew your mission, stayed in your lane. Now I pray your name don't fade in vain. So here's my letter to the sky tonight, from a man with regrets and a heart that fights. You inspire but you gave us power just by speaking your name. I didn't know you, but I felt the shift when the world lost you. It lost the gift, and from these walls I send my song, a humble tribute for a soul that's gone. You taught us how to live with grace. Now I hope to meet you in that holy place. And though I ain't get to call you a friend, I call you a brother until the end. Rest easy, Malcolm. From one brother to another, you matter.
Black boys boast bravado not to seem broken, and often so do black men. I see you, looking for clues, listening for cues, longing to know what I'm not telling you, as if I'm hiding in plain view. Even though I speak my truth, for some it's not enough. But when red tables turn timidly, some say they tell too much when they talk. My most intimate thoughts belong to me, like a woman's body when she says no. So I reserve the right to go as far as I like, and even though I live in the public eye, I don't subscribe to the dog and pony show. For I've learned to discern who can accept all of me. I read the room before I speak, because I find that folks flee from honesty like we retreat from love. Vulnerability can be a scary thing, even when we're on the mend. Black boys boast bravado not to seem broken, and often so do black men. My relationship with rejection reeks of stale smiles and toxic tear stains that shed secretions of trepidation. And since astute sharks sense fear so sharply, sometimes I feign confidence, like young girls dumb down and grown women fake orgasms. And sometimes I refrain from revealing how I truly feel and just hang out and hide the parts of me you possibly might not like. And vulnerability is a scary thing, right? We all do the same dance, right? It's like life is one big masquerade party with cute masks to mask misshapen identities made by us to make us feel safe in the face of uncertainty. But when you hide yourself to please, you place a piece of your soul on hold. And the sanctity of that space eventually becomes a poisonous pit of unexpressed feelings or untended quirks that never quite get worked out. For the things that we hide about ourselves never disappear, and some we fear may slip out when least expected. And irony for me is when I wanted to be fully accepted without giving my full self. Not feeling safe enough to be vulnerable, I lament that I was only being loved based on what I thought was safe to present. I spent years in a relationship hiding, halfway knowing I was neglecting me, allowing myself to be disrespected since I was already disrespecting me. Friends who knew me well looking at me like, who the hell is he? It's deep. I've learned that a compromised soul may let you sleep, but will never let you rest, until you address the parts of you that can't be dressed up with a smile and yo, I'm fine. So I'm on this quest to embrace a self-love so radical that I honor every aspect of my being, even the broken I'm working to heal. Dim my light for no one. Let it project with precision to keep my path bright and protect my soul and spirit temple like a lion protects its cubs from perilous predators day and night. Black boys boast bravado not to seem broken, and often so do black men. Vulnerability is a scary thing. And while I'm on the mend, my need is to love me and tend to my self-care. Hiding in plain view is really just me choosing how much of my soul I'm willing to share.
You know, they say only the good die young, but it's never easy. Yeah.
I'm over here crying like a baby.
I know you were, Tiff. That's why you. I know you
I'm
were.
over here crying like a baby. The tribute was very nice. I believe that the one with his mother is AI generated.
Yeah.
His mother has not talked yet.
Yeah.
If his mother would have talked, everybody would have known and it would have been posted if his mother talked. His mother has not said anything yet about her child. Um it was he very touching, very touching. He said you don't dim your light for no one. We want to definitely honor him and salute him and send our sincere condolences out to his family. And again, his thanks. We want to say thank you to his family for sharing him, and thank you to Bill Cosby for choosing him because he chose him. And he did a very good part. The Theo will always be in our head. He will always be our big little brother Theo. So definitely.
Yeah.
Can we address R. Kelly for a second?
That was
How
another
the
thing. That's what made me cry.
how the hell did this man from a jail cell produce this song so amazing? That's an amazing song.
I believe that
And
he sent his vocals.
how did
He
he
sent some
write
of
that? But he wrote this though. He wrote and
He's a
produced it
writer.
from his jail cell. I mean, the fact that the man's been in jail for 2.5 years and he still has that inside of his body, that the voice and just the heart to even write those lyrics still inside of his being after all this time living behind the bars and being in prison, for him still to have that passion to sing like that and hit that high note and the moving music and the moving voice and the lyrics, that just blew me away.
He's another one that would always be a part of our life, knowing that, yes, he has issues and they never dealt with his issues. But him as a writer and an artist, R. Kelly is amazing. Nobody is going to be able to write something like that but R. Kelly. And it was amazing. And I believe his mother and them is going to love it. His family. I know I loved it. It made me cry because it
That
was
song was
everything. Like he
amazing.
said, we didn't know him, but he was like a brother to us,
Yeah,
and that's where it hit home for me.
that song was amazing. I'm blown away. I'm just blown away. I was
Yeah,
blown
I'm
away if
done.
he wasn't in
I'm
prison and he
done.
wrote that song. The fact that he wrote it he did that whole recording that we heard from a prison cell just blows me away even more. I'm in
When
a
there's
state.
a will, it's a way.
But I think where it touches more and hurts more is that Malcolm Jamal Warner was I mean, I know it sounds, but he was a very nice guy.
He's a stand-up dude.
He's a good guy. Yeah, he's a good man. Yeah. Unlike Hulk Hogan, he was a good guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nobody had nothing bad to say about this guy. I've heard not one person come out and said they met him and he was an asshole in person or what. No, everybody that ever's been in his presence has said what an amazing human and good human being he was, and a gentle, down-to-earth guy that he was. And he was a father of an 8-year-old daughter he won't be around to see this young lady grow up to be a young lady. I mean, see his 8-year-old daughter is going to grow up without him in her life. That hurts me, just to know that he won't be able to see her grow up and they're not going to have each other. That's just sad that she lost this great man that just happens to be her dad,
But he
and
died saving her. So
I'm sure he would have had it no other way, because if his daughter would have lived and would have died and he would have lived, he probably would have not be any good either, so he probably,
right. So either way, it had to
yeah,
happen.
it had to happen. Yeah, at least they both didn't go at the same time too, at least one of their lives were spared. So we lose people, man. The great jazz artist Chuck Mangione, did I get his name right? He passed away a few days ago. A jazz legend, Chuck Mangione, passed away from Rochester, New York. He was an amazing jazz artist, so check him out. He passed away, but he's 84 years old. He lived a good long life. But yeah, to see people tragically pass like Malcolm Jamal Warner or what happened to Kobe and stuff like that. It touches us more because they die young and they shouldn't have died with these freak accidents, you know, drowning and helicopter accidents and shit like that. That's just absolutely ridiculous, you know. So it hurts more when you die young and you're famous and you're living a good life and you know you touch people and then you pass away like that. So
Yeah, and they also, and then when you're a decent human being, you know what
yeah,
I
when
mean?
you're a good person and you're doing, and yeah, you're a good person. You have nothing bad to say. Nobody had anything
Yeah,
bad to say about
nobody ever said anything bad about that guy.
Yeah.
you.
Nothing about Malcolm. So yes, that means his mother did an awesome job. His family did an awesome job raising him.
Yeah. All right. Yep. I want to thank everyone for checking out this Sunday show. We'll be back next Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you so much. Please remember everything we said as far if what's that, Tiffany? What's the speech we give? It's for
This is protected by fair use only. Educational purposes only, entertainment purposes only. Everything that was viewed and seen is all alleged. We don't own the rights to anything, okay? The music, the content, or anything. Please make sure you like and subscribe and share. Leave a comment and let us know how you feel.
All right. So before we go, Kevin, anything you want to share before you go? Did you learn anything other than there's no Twitter now for Jean?
uh, yeah, as far as rich black men, you gotta use it. You gotta use this. You gotta start, you know, thinking with this head, not this head. You know,
Okay.
and as far as Hulk Hogan, you're disappointed, man. You're disappointed. So many black people grew up watching you that loved you as in the wrestling. We just grew up, just you, Andre the Giant, all you guys, man.
Yes.
You're part of our freaking
Randy
childhood, dude.
Savage.
Yeah, exactly.
Cena.
You're part of our childhood, dude. And then to grow up and this the turn this the legacy you leaving. You know, you're leaving this legacy. We're not gonna remember you as a wrestler entertainer. We're gonna remember you as a guy pulling your shirt off at a Trump rally talking about body slamming Kamala Harris. That's what you're gonna be remembered by black people, and that's sad. And Malcolm Jamal Warner, just man, what a loss! What a loss for us, man. You know, it seemed like every week since January, we've been paying tribute to legends that we lose. Every other week, we lose a legend. You know, we
Yeah,
lost so
that
many
we
legends
grew up with.
that we have to honor on this show, man. And some of them are expected, some of them, you know, but this one was very unexpected.
Yeah,
And
this was an uppercut.
yeah, this was definitely an uppercut to lose that brother, man. So, Malcolm, thank you. You did good. 54 years, man. You did good, man. And as far as these white towns go, I don't think there's no hope for this country. I don't think there's no hope for white people. I think racism is here. It's alive. Our president proves that to us every day that racism is alive and that the majority, I don't think it's the minority anymore. I should think it was a minority, but I think it's the majority feel the way our president feels. I think more, you probably can find takes of me saying there's more people not racist than racist. I'm starting to switch down. I think there's more racist people than non-racist people. Because there's only way, that's the only answer for what's happening in this country is being able to happen because there's just more racist people. Because if it was the other way around, none of this would be tolerated right now. People would shut it down, you know, but nobody's shutting it down. Racism is just getting worse every week. On this show, Call and Tiff, every week it gets worse and worse. Every week I report something different, worse and worse, you know. So I don't have any hope in humanity at this point. As far as addressing police brutality, just another day at the office. You know, black people have been victims of police brutality since the slave catchers. The original police officers were slave catchers, and nothing's changed.
Overseers.
Yes, that's what they were, to go out and catch runaway slaves. And a lot of them they killed. Some they brought back at the master's request to bring them back. And some were just killed and hung and lynched, whatever the case may be, castrated, the penises cut off, whatever. So, I mean, it's been brutal. So police officers have been brutal to us from then up to the Rodney King beating that was caught on tape and up to now. Now we see cops punching guys in the face through broken windows. We saw George Floyd basically murdered right in front of our eyeballs. And here we are at all the George Floyd, everything that happened in summer of 2020, we're still 2025 watching police brutality tapes. So nothing's changed.
Yeah.
All the marching, all the protesting, all the bitching, all the crying, all the preaching, the prayers, the Black Lives Matter riots and marches and protests, we're still getting punched in the face by cops on social media and national television. Nothing's changed, so I have no answers.
Tiffany, anything you want to share?
First of all, the tribute to Malcolm Jamal Warner was very beautiful. Thank you, Carl. We want to definitely give a shout out to his family and love and peace and, rest in peace. White only town. But I think it's called Return to the Land. I don't understand what land they returning to. They need to go back to Europe. I mean,
Thank
this
you.
is the Native American land. I really don't get that. But I'm not surprised at it, and you don't have to worry about us going up there. Police brutality. It's been going on for a very long time, especially against us, people of color, black people. I'm just praying that our young brothers today, after seeing all of these men or different people that is being killed, murdered, or hurt doing these stops, please think before you do certain things, or you want to stand up or you want to do that. These police do not care about us at all. Think before you do it. Please follow instructions because you want to go home at night. You want to be with your family, and you don't want to, wake up dead. That's what Trump says, that wake up dead or something. We don't want that. So we definitely want to, please, young men, please make better choices. And, it's sad that he had to go out like that. What else? I want to give a shout out to, I told you I did a fashion show this weekend with my the Golden Age where I work at. And it was amazing. I had a great time. I want to give a shout out to my Fashion Week Brooklyn crew. They all came out and they supported me and helped me out with the clients, and we did an awesome job. So we definitely got to remember, please, people, take care of your elders and disability. Take care of your mothers and your fathers if they really need you. Check on your elder aunts and cousins because sometimes they need that little bit of love. So definitely, I want to say we love you. Thank you all for chiming in with us, taking the time with us, to like us, matter of fact, you press that like button, y'all leaving a comment. We really appreciate you all. We really love everyone that comes and support us. Thank you again. And back to you, Carl.
Right. I want, first of all, you and Kevin both said about the white only towns. I don't know if you guys know Mehdi Hassan. He used to be on MSNBC. I don't know, Kevin, you might know.
Yes, I know exactly.
Did like a kind of, but not really a town hall, but a debate with some supposedly Trump supporters, and I know, Kevin, you said kind of, are most of America racist? Are most of America not racist? I think this will help you understand how these people feel right here. I just wanted to show you guys this.
People know I have this thing. I have to stay calm, okay? So
okay.
That it's about tribal warfare. Okay. That's where we're at in the U.S. I don't know where you're at in the UK. You're from India, so I don't really.
I'm not from India.
Oh, sorry, your parents are from India,
yeah.
So
I'm an American
you
citizen.
have your own states.
I'm an American,
You're an American citizen?
Yes.
Okay, fair enough. I don't know how you got that, but fair enough. Here's the thing.
Are you an American citizen?
Absolutely.
Okay.
But here's the thing.
Not sure how you got that, but okay.
born here.
Okay.
Born here, and my family lineage is settlers from the 1500s, so I have some stake in the claim here, okay?
But you're
a little different
But you're
than
a
yours.
descendant of immigrants, settlers,
I didn't know.
colonialists.
Yeah,
You don't
colonials.
look, you don't look very Native American to me.
I am Native American. Whites
not.
are Native Americans. What are you talking about?
You're
Whites
not.
are Native Americans.
Really?
I think
What was happening before the 1500s?
I think you're getting confused with it.
I don't mind going on a tangent, but what was happening before the 1500s?
Calm down. I think you're getting.
What was happening before the 1500s?
There was indigenous people here that came here from
Do you know
Asia.
what indigenous means?
I do know what it means.
I just wanted to share. The guy said, "What?"
That was you should have started that off earlier today. That was funny. He was like, I am Native American. You is not a native. Your ancestors came over here on the boat too from Europe.
White are Native Americans. I got a round of applause when he said that. Americans.
You saw them, they was like, yes, we're white and American.
Well, with that out of the way, thanks to everyone. Thank you. Please like, share, subscribe. Please like us on Facebook, like us on Instagram, like us on YouTube. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit this notification bell so you get notified when we go live every Sunday at 7 p.m. And I want to thank everyone for watching, and thanks to all the comments we got. I didn't get to read. Did I read any comments today?
Nah. Hey, thank you, Information Man, for dropping in too.
Thanks to the Information Man for dropping in. And Mama Lee's back. I don't, but she's probably with us. She just comments every once in a while, I guess. Shout out to Mama and Patricia and Bridget and Donna. Thank you for checking in. And Glendine. These are all the YouTubers. And
shout out to Facebook and Instagram because they've been posting and saying stuff. We want to give a shout out to y'all too. Hey, Miss Leslie.
I gotta say one more thing too. Can I say one more thing, Carl?
Yeah.
Free R. Kelly. All right.
Love you, Ma. Auntie Jerry.
Let that man.
Let that man out of prison. Free R. Kelly.
Free R. Kelly.
Full coats.
Okay.
My sister. Hey, Nikki. To all my people watching.
Ina, thank you for checking in. Scooby, we didn't see Scooby today. I'm not sure. Maybe he's on vacation.
Scooby he had black fatigue. He's like, I'm sick of these niggas. No.
Bet you nigga playing it.
Hopefully you come back. But
he's eating Lucky Charms.
Kevin, I love you, brother. Tiffany,
Love you, man.
And we'll be back next Sunday. And
We'll be back next Sunday, guys. Peace and love.
Please nobody die.
Please nobody die, especially us.
Okay.
Michael Jackson, the king.
Black therapy show. In a safe space, dealing with the black trauma. We unpacking and inspecting all our baggage and drama. Cause we gotta unite. No more killing each other. It's time to see a new future for my sisters and brothers. You know it, Kevin, Carl, and Tiffany. You'll have an epiphany. We'll give you everything you need to handle the enemy. We're giving you empathy. We're gonna challenge you mentally. The right conversation so you grow exponentially. We built your penitentiaries. We built all your schools. Gave us brainwash education, just making us fools. Hatred was what we got in exchange for love. No more manipulation from my God above. No, it's Carl, Kevin, and Tiffany. Now welcome to the Black Therapy Show.